Yes, good people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I hope you're all doing well. Good morning to you, but more importantly, blue morning to you all. Today again, we're here to preview the match between the Champions League match between Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea Football Club that will take place in Germany. I hope you're all ready for it. Again, a bit of news that I will cover before I invite in the panelists. I hope you're ready for it. Let's get into it. Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. More importantly, let's see what we have in the chat already. That's how we roll here. It's about everybody, not just the panelists who all learn from each other. Nobody is a specialist here. Nobody, again, is an expert here. That's the phase Bellingham will show when Enzo runs the show in the midfield. I don't think it will be that easy for Enzo. I think it's going to be a very tight battle in the midfield tomorrow, but we'll see. Blue Morning, Kachila, Panel, and Chad, and Tommy, Brian, more importantly, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate that. Blue Morning, Kachila, Blue Morning to you too. Please like and subscribe when you enter. If you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Big up to you too. Yep, well, keep liking the video, guys. We're 21 likes. Let's get it to 50 and 100 as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Yeah, up the blues indeed. Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning to everyone again, except Kukurea. Wow, that's not nice. I want to go to heaven, so I shouldn't have read that one. Need again responding to someone there again. Musawa Godfrey. To me, I expect Chelsea to win the Magic Dragon. I hope we'll win tomorrow, but let's see what happens. To me, look, here's what gives me confidence. The more again we'll fear a team, the fan base, the more they fear a team, the more I'm confident that we're going to beat that team. But the more I hear the fan base go, we're going to mop the floor with them. It's going to be 2-0, 3-0. That's when I'm usually concerned. He makes me depressed when we don't win because of him. Okay. He doesn't pass to Mudryk. I'm not going to get into that theory, really. 254, yep, my Kenyan brother, nice to see you. Kukurea is not the best in the best of form at the moment, but he isn't the only one. So please, let's not single him out. One player, I say, just not fair again on him. Yeah, it's not fair, really. I think that's just scapegoating him for the whole issue. The team, that's apparent, again, whenever we watch the team play. Kukurea is far from the reason why we are not winning. You can look in a lot of other areas, and see a lot of problems, if that makes sense. Since we cannot avoid Potter conversation, the owners have given us the answer. We hang on there till the end. Potter is the man. No matter how we see it, it would take a lot for them to let him go. If Kuku gets a haircut, he will see wonders. Wow, maybe I should find him and tell him that. Big up to you, my brother Glenn. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. And I think I saw my bro, my New York bro, Dominic Rich. I'll get to you in a bit. Let me get to this guy's here. Graham Potter is not good enough, says again. Muhyiddin Usman. Okay, if that's how you feels, what's up to you too? My brother Bobby Fairview, big up Kachila. The Austin article needs to have legs. So what a pathetic statement by these owners. Hopefully, Declare can land it on the ball, fanboys. This trust process nonsense needs to stop. His thing, again, you see the process the way you want to see it. I see the process you want to see it. As much as I have a lot of questions, again, over Graham Potter's tactical ability, I know that my opinion doesn't change anything. That's how I see it, but I get where you're coming from. Again, I back the owners all the way through to the good and the bad decision. I will back them. Yeah, that's the only option we have to do. Chelsea is the entity we support. Whoever is the manager, we should support the person, because how we feel about that manager doesn't really change anything. Holla to you too. Big up again. Big up to you, to my brother Santiago Muniz. Munoz, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Please do let us know. And to my bro Dominic Rich FC. Why one brother? Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you enough. That means the world to me. And guys, if you haven't, Dominic covers every club. But the truth is, he's a Man City fan, but he covers every every club there is, again, that he is able to cover in the Bundesliga, Serie A, League O. He covers everywhere, and again, detailed analysis of what's going on in terms of the league and games and everything. You can see three dots to the right of his name. Click it. Again, go check out his website. You will not regret it. And let him know I sent you. Dominic, nice to see you, brother. Big up to you too. Holla. Again, Valley says, good morning, guys. Good morning to you too, Valley. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. Please do let us know that you're well. We have, again, Coach, again, I hope today's show has, again, drop kicks like yesterday. I hope so. And Choma Yosef says, good morning, Coachella. Good morning to you too, Choma. I hope you're doing well. Pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee so I don't lose my voice. And I work up properly. It's 4:15 a.m. for me. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And here, it says, good morning to everyone in the chat. Good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Chama, more importantly, how are you? Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. I'm guessing you're probably getting ready for work and will leave us in a bit, but that's okay. We understand bills don't pay themselves. We know that quite well. Let's get into it right away. Just give me 1 second. Let me see what my brother Dominic Rich has to say in a bit. Dom says, again, a big up, bro, just stopping by briefly to support the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And whenever I get a chance, you know, you always see me on your end. So thank you so much. That means the world to me. I think where are we supposed to start? Just give me 1 second. I'm mixing things up here. That shows you I'm a human being. So this one here says Atletico Madrid are one of the clubs interested in signing Christian Pulisic from Chelsea Football Club at the end of the season. Yeah. Here's the thing. We don't know if that will anyway, in a favorable way, in a favorable manner, if you prefer, help us beat down the price for João Felix, because it's clear the club wants to keep him. Who wouldn't want to keep him? In just 2 games, he's established himself as one of the best players at the club at the moment. So, yeah, but yeah, I get it. Christian Pulisic, it's looking more like he's going to leave the club. I don't know. This may well be just a rumor. It may well be just some nonsense, because people know there's no clarity as to whether he remains or stays by the time the season ends. But again, even at that, more importantly, I don't think this will in any way help us beat down the price of João Felix. Or maybe if Atletico Madrid will agree for us to factor in the negotiation, or to merge the negotiation for Christian Pulisic, if in fact they want him, with the negotiations of us getting João Felix, because I know they value João Felix nearly twice as much, or if not nearly 3 times the money that we're able to get from the sale of Christian Pulisic. But that's, by the way, I think we're going to move on from that one quickly to this one here, which is, again, hello, just saying hello to Liam Lane there. Hello to Glenn. Sold? Who sold? You want Christian Pulisic sold immediately? Is that what you want? You let me know. I really do want to know. Again, he's a player I like. It's very different. And plus, again, I've argued this before. He's a big game player. I know most people think otherwise, but believe me, Christian Pulisic is a big game player. His biggest problem is to stay fit. In most cases, here's how the story so far at Chelsea has been: he finds form, and then boom, he gets injured, and then finding form becomes an issue. So he hasn't had again both things again together for a long while. That has been his biggest issue. He's a good player. He means more than just a footballer for the club. But I think his behavior and the dissent he shows, lifetime, if you want to phrase it that way, may well be one of the reasons why the club will say, you know what, we're moving on from this guy because he's going to become even more problematic. And by the way, yesterday, something we highlighted that we didn't talk about, Aubameyang opting to stay rather than join LAFC. Again, to me, I don't see anything concerning about it. The fact that he decided he wants to stay and fight for his place, okay, maybe the club will watch his behavior. I don't know what they're going to do if he stays, and then in the process of fighting himself becomes a toxic and then causes a lot of problems in the dressing room. I don't know what they're going to do. They probably will have no option, maybe to terminate his contract, but it doesn't look like they want to do that, which was why, okay, they were trying to negotiate with LAFC to see if he can join them, and they'd still be paying his salary, which means to me they have an eye, or they have eyes again in selling him in the summer to get some fee, because we paid 16 million plus for him, and that's not that's not easy peasy. It's not a chicken change. That's a lot of money. It can help us balance the book. Vialis is a big up, coach. I am good. Thanks again. I hope you guys are good too. Yep, I'm good. As for me, any day above ground is a good day. So thank you for asking that question. Simone is going to break that man's body. Oh no. You think? Yeah. I think your argument makes sense. Simone, I get where you're coming from, in the sense that the Simone the Simone team, they defend as a unit, no matter who you are. Actually, sometimes to the detriment of the most creative players in the team, where the priority is to defend in most cases. You can argue that's Simone's negative approach, well pronounced negative approach to football, is probably one of the reasons why João Felix wants to leave the club. And as long as he remains there, it's a plus for us. I don't see him. I think he'd want to go back to that club, if that makes sense. So let's get again that Christian Pulisic story. To me, it's looking like something that's going to happen, but I'm not too sure. There's a chance. It's all rumors at this point that Atletico Madrid wants him. I don't know. But let's see what happens. Just give me 1 second. I'll come back to you guys, to you beautiful people in the chat. If this is true, we'll swap a Pulisic for Felix. Yes, then I'm going to say this: it will never be a straight swap. It will never, ever be a straight swap. Again, value is something else. Again, the value of the disparity between the individual, the value of the respective players we're talking about right now isn't even close. Felix is valued around 100 million plus. Christian Pulisic don't have much left on his contract, which means the club wouldn't be asking too much. Otherwise, if you force him to stay, he stays, run down his contract, and leaves on a free. And the lesser he has on his contract, the more the possibility of him leaving on a free, and the difficult it becomes for the club to negotiate the fee. So it will never be a swap deal, and I don't think Atletico Madrid will consider consider allowing us a factor in the negotiation of Christian Pulisic in the deal. And I'm going to come back to saying that is in fact if the rumors are true, which I don't. Again, at this point, it won't be anything. To me, it isn't anything but rumors. But the truth remains, it is. There are a tiny because some reasons are to believe that he doesn't have much left on his contract. Plus, he hasn't looked happy at the club, at least from what we're seeing. So let's see what happens. Again, Tommy, let's see what else we have. Big up everyone. Big up to you too, Eugene Nutty. Smash the like button, people. We're 29 likes. Let's get it to 50 likes as soon as possible and shoot for 100. We can do that. Please keep liking the stream so that I can talk less about that and more. And talk about the topics we have lined up. Now everyone wants Pulisic, but Felix came to Chelsea. Everyone defend Pulisic. Hypocritical. Okay, I see that again. Simone training drills are rumored to be harsh. there's a chance again, given what we're seeing on in match days, maybe that's reflective of how high should be during trainings, because it's all about defend, defend, defend. Big again, just saying hello to Liam Lane there. You're having a conversation, brilliant. Get rid of the Yanks and bring in Felix. I don't think again. Let's try the best we can to always avoid referencing somebody's nationality. I don't know. To you, it might not mean anything. To others, it might come across as insulting, and I don't think we should be doing that. Has anyone bothered to check how many titles the late Dodgers won since Claire Lake have been involved? One World Series in 7 years. These Cowboys are no fit again to rebuild anything Roman made. Again, they are clueless. I don't see it that way. You see it that way. That's up to you. I know they will come in. If they look at it, they will know football is different. 1 in 7 again. Pulisic will bring a whole lot of American fans over to Atletico Madrid. Yep, that's why I said he's more than just a footballer for the club. He isn't in the US star boy again. After all, Felix is one for Portugal. Yeah, that makes sense. So he brings his own gang to our side too. This Cowboys again think only about money. You don't need to be Einstein. Again, to be Albert Einstein to realize that, okay, if we have the best 11 players we have on the pitch, even if the coach is stupid, we can win. Any club in the world, yep, that happens. We've seen that with Zinedine Zidane. I don't think he's the best tactician, but he was able to do what he did with the crop of players he had available to him. Yes, people, please keep liking the stream. We're 29 likes. Let's get it to 50 likes as soon as possible. And again, yep, the likes do go a long way. Again, profit is crucial thing for Cowboys. It's business. If it was your business too, you also aim for profit, if that makes sense. I'm going to come to the panel right away. And Bobby, I want to get your thoughts on this, the Christian Pulisic news. And by the way, sorry about that. Good afternoon to you. I hope you're doing well. I know it's afternoon where you are. Bobby, are you there? Okay, I'll talk with you in a bit. It looks like Bobby's
still
struggling. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, what was the question?
Regarding Christian Pulisic, that Atletico Madrid want him. Yeah, what do you think?
Wow, there's a discussion. I think a professional discussion come the summer that has to happen between Pulisic and Chelsea. I'm not really looking into it, but with Atletico Madrid, he's not their kind of player. Pulisic doesn't give us a
one
season.
point you just made. He's not their kind of player. That is important to note. Go ahead,
that's
Bobby.
the reality. Pulisic doesn't play a full season. Neither does Ben Chilwell. Coming to that, neither does Reece James. We've never had a full season out of Reece James. But the discussion of Reece James may be about rotating him rather than playing him. And hopefully that's been taken care of by Gustav. But Chilwell, there's still a problem in that left-back position. Cucurella was meant to solve that problem, but if anything, he's exacerbated it. And the only reason Wesley Fofana hasn't fallen into that bracket is because he's young and we're still observing the situation. But Pulisic is very serious. When a player cannot give you a season, you have to realistically look at the reasons why. Is it down to the player? Is it down to the league? Or is it both? I think in Pulisic's case, it is both. And it's also the management and the team. The lack of depth in the team, the fact that he can't be rotational enough, and he's overplayed. Physicality is his problem. So taking him from a physicality that he's struggling with, albeit almost protected on the field, because at least largely he's allowed to play as a forward, to a physicality that will demand of him, as would a Simone team, is just not realistic. Can he be a part of an exchange with João Felix? Well, of course we'll take it, but I don't know if he'll take it. So no, No, I would look and see if the club cannot just decide on Pulisic. He may become part of this new offensive unit, which will need rotating. And if he is, then he doesn't really have to leave Chelsea. I don't pay attention to a lot of this. Oh, he should go, he should go, he should go. A lot of it is a lot of fans with agenda. The Chelsea fan base is very toxic and it's infiltrated by people that are not really Chelsea fans. So I look at it from an objective point of view. I know those that clearly will most likely go, people like Ziyech, because he's made attempts to leave already. Aubameyang, because we've already more or less told him he's surplus to requirements. Possibly Koulibaly. It depends on what the defensive makeup will be like. And there are others to watch, which is giving me some concern. I think Mason Mount is beginning to give me some concern. If he doesn't sign his contract before summer, I think he may well leave, really.
And we're learning that the club are not going to be sentimental about who he is and the academy's, connection and all of that.
Well, they shouldn't be. They
It's
shouldn't
business,
be.
yeah.
I think he's ridden on the wave of sentimentality quite a bit. I know, he's one of those players that you could sell him to a rival, and every time he comes against you, he makes sure he scores a goal and plays like primetime Messi, vis-a-vis Willian, Emerson the other day, all these sorts of players. But they had their chance to do all these performances while at Chelsea. So there's no good coming and being vindictive about things and saying, "Oh, I'm playing Chelsea, I'm going to make sure I score." That just shows you're a loser and shows the reason why you shouldn't have been at the club in the first place. So I'm concerned about Mount. I really am. I've looked through his history in recent times quite carefully. And I've not been impressed, from the fact that he was substituted at the World Club Cup final because of an atrocious performance. And it's been downhill since then. I've looked at the two cup finals that he played a negative part in us losing. 4 back-to-back FA Cup final losses is diabolical, is disgraceful, it's embarrassing. And it was a key part of that. So we've got to really be ruthless in looking at who stays and who goes. Yes, ruthlessly looking at who goes, and yes, ruthlessly looking at who stays. And I say ruthlessly looking at who stays because I look at the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He gets a lot of bad press. Yes, he has his injuries, but when that guy is fit, he's very, very important to the team, as he showed against West Ham. His physicality in midfield is second to none. Now, if he starts asking for silly money in contract extensions and things, he's not worth that. He can go. But if he's going to be happily a rotational squad player, which is where he belongs, then he has every reason to stay. So Pulisic is a discussion. I don't buy that Atletico would want him. I think they understand he's not their type of player. His knees are made of biscuits. And if he stays, then we really need to decide with him how to use him. Because if when he's on the bench, he starts throwing tantrums and getting his father to post things on Twitter, yada, 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 then he can go. We don't need that because he's not a game out player. He's delicate. But if he understands that and understands he has an important part to play in a very offensive looking lineup and rotating within that lineup, then in my view, he's more than welcome to stay.
Right. Again, a good argument, right? I think you pretty much debunked the rumor that Atletico Madrid are one of the clubs interested in signing Christian Pulisic in the summer. Even, again, given what you explained, his, again, tendency to get injured. Like I said, again, for a while now, it's either he's on form and boom, gets injured, or, again, his feet, but again, not on form. So he hasn't had both together at any time. So given that, I don't even think even Liverpool would want him. I think it's a risk, except if they get him on a cheap, So let's see what happens. We move on from that one. Yes, people, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second and drop a like on the stream. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. And remember, we've reached 10,000 subscribers. We're 10,013 subscribers, which means today, as promised, we will do a $100 giveaway. But here's the catch. You must be a student. And you must prove that you're a student before you get it. So it can be ready to participate and invite anybody you know that can participate, if that makes sense to you. Eugene, just having a conversation there. Sell him again, but again, struggling to keep fit. And we're talking about Christian Pulisic right now. We're talking about Christian Pulisic right now. And if I see anything other than Christian Pulisic, I'm going to skip it. How are you, Ken? Lord, again, I hope you're doing well. Your last name, is that Vapa Nation? How are you doing? Hi to you too, Base Studios. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. Marketing Global. Yep, again, it's business. Again, found the tweet you sent. Okay, good. So join the show and hold on. If you're a student, again, it may be your lucky day. And thank you so much. And be sure, while you are, be sure to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There's no place again for sentiments here. Look at again of Fiorentino Perez. Yep, that's what I'm saying. No sentiments. I think it's gotten to that point where they will look at everything. Yes, he means more than business for the club, but he has to be playing at least to an acceptable measure, if that makes sense. My point of view again on Mudryk. Again, we're not talking about Mudryk right now. We're talking about we're talking about Christian Pulisic, the possibility of him leaving the club, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to be going back and forth a particular topic. If you're having a conversation with somebody in the chat, finish it with that person. I will keep RSC instead of Mount. Okay, that's your conversation there. That's not what we're talking about. Right now, we are talking about Christian Pulisic. Says, my brother came so big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. He says, sell Pulisic. Let's see what the club does. Pulisic is made of, what is that again? I don't know how to pronounce it, but you're referencing cheese. There's no place again for feelings or for players. Again, at best level of, yeah. Please, let's go. What else do we have here? Pulisic plays hard. Again, always a body on the line. Really, is that the way you see it? 10K. Yep, you predicted that, and thank you so much. We'll keep going. I'm a student. Okay, good. If you win it, you get it. Again, hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for 47 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. The likes do go a long way. $100, yes, again, but I live in Europe. Yeah, then you get the equivalent of European. You'll find a way to send it to you if that makes sense. Hey, guys, again, Kachila, not kidding. Again, I've won the first giveaway here, $50, and Kachila transfers the money right away. If you have like Western Union access, or maybe what's the Cash App, if you're in the United States, even PayPal more importantly, it's like this. Yep, if that makes sense to you. After the show, log it again. If I see the force to be displayed on the pitch next time, again, I'm going to start watching Chelsea women. Yeah, that's good. Support them. Let's again, for a moment there, I forgot who was in charge. Pulisic says, hello again, Al Nassar. Hello to you too again. I like again what you could say the richest club in the whole world. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a shame if Pulisic leaves. He can play a lot of positions to add depth. Here's the thing: two factors. Even if we want to keep him, would he be content with again coming off the bench, becoming a big part player? I don't think so. I think he's confident again in his abilities and believes again there are clubs that can accommodate him and he'd still get more game time than he'd get at Chelsea Football Club. So I don't think he'd be comfortable accepting playing second fiddle to anybody at Chelsea Football Club. And he's one of the United States' most important players. So that comes into play. If he doesn't play very often, other players will take his place, if that makes sense. Thank you so much. Chelsea perspective again, I need to leave for his son good. Who? Christian Pulisic. Okay, and I read that just again, that's Adube Lamatu. Nice to see you, brother. Thank you so much. Logitech's name, your players you don't want. Have the conversation there. Pulisic legs are like a spaghetti. Wow, let's be nice, man. I'm gonna stop reading those things because I want to go to heaven. I'm tired of Wesley Fofana. Okay, we're talking about Christian Pulisic right now. Pulisic spent half of the season in the hospital. He reminds me of Dembele, but he's still young. He's still 24. There's a chance again his case, becomes again like that of what's his name, Ian Robben, when he at one point it just seemed like he overcame whatever it was that was again repeating whatever injury, a problem that was reoccurring, and the rest again, yeah, the rest was history if you follow this career. But that's, by the way, again, no sentiment that we've all agreed. And this one here is about Raheem Sterling is not training this morning. Mateo Kovacic, Dennis Zakaria, Wesley Fofana, and Khalido Koulibaly all trained. They trained with the rest of the players, which means I think you can say they all have a chance to be selected for the game tomorrow. I am looking forward to see, as much as I think the two, not really like for like. I think Kovacic actually, if you think about it, Kovacic will make a good pairing for Enzo Fernandez. While Enzo will be the more disciplined of the two players because he's more defensively minded and can also read the game better than Kovacic. Kovacic cannot actually read the game, if anything, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Bobby. Your thoughts, Bobby? Do you think any of these guys will be available for selection tomorrow?
It's a bit disappointing that Sterling isn't training. I don't know what that's about because he has actually played. So whether he's had a relapse, that's a bit worrying. To think that our players come back from injury and then get injured again. We really need to start looking at the physio department. What are their warm downs like? What are their rehabilitation programs like? Because to me, that smacks of a physio deficiency, to be honest. As far as Zakaria and Wesley Fofana is concerned in terms of their training, and who else? Did you say there was somebody else coming back?
Yeah, let me show you the screen. It is Dennis, Mateo Kovacic, Dennis Zakaria, Wesley Fofana, and Khalido Koulibaly all trained. I don't think Fofana will be involved. At least that's what I think. Zakaria may be because he's been fit for a while now. But if this is his first foot training, there's a chance he may not also participate. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? Zakaria and especially Kova has been on the cusp of coming back into the team for some time. Kova, because of his quality, will be somebody that I can see Potter rushing in to pair with Enzo in midfield, just like he did Reece James. I mean, Reece James has more or less yet again being rushed back into the team because there's nobody else. So I think we could see Kova. We could definitely see Kova. Zakaria may be on the bench since he's a slightly lower profile player. That affords him more recovery time. And I would imagine perhaps Wesley Fofana could also find himself on the bench because he's been in and around the training team for some time. I know this week has been his first real integrated training, but he has been back for about 2 weeks now. So he may well make the bench. That's just how I see it. If not, he would play Ruben again with Enzo. Is that a good move? I think for a game like this, the problem is it requires more for the skill set of Dennis. Sorry, not Dennis. Kovacic with Enzo than Ruben with Enzo. I don't recall Dortmund being particularly or unnecessarily physical. It's not that they're weak, but they're not. Their game is not based on physicality.
It's
Their
pace,
game,
directness, and all.
yeah,
Pace and
space,
directness,
speed, directness, that sort of thing, and good technique. So we need to counter that and impose ourselves on the game ourselves. So it's really crying out for a fit Kovacic. But is he fit? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So, well, he may well at least start Ruben. I would have said Gallagher, but technically Gallagher's off, and this game requires good technicians, and he's good in terms of endeavor, but will he have the technical capability to deal with a team like Dortmund? I don't think so. So I think it will be Enzo, Rubin, with Kovacic and Zakaria very much on the bench, and some of one or either of them being given time eventually on the pitch.
So using the term that again, saying that uh, Raheem Sterling was absent. Khalid Koulibaly joined the team on the cup and pitch. Sounds like he was out with something, but we didn't see that. We didn't see him on the list of players that were out injured. So maybe he was ill. I'm not sure. And if the fact that he's training just today, to me, signals he may well not start tomorrow.
Who, Koulibaly?
Yeah, because it says clearly here, it says again, Koulibaly joined the team on the cup and pitch. So which means again, this signals again he's not been training. And he wasn't on the bench even during the last game, was he? He wasn't. So probably looks like he was ill. And if he just joined today, I don't see, again, it's more than likely that he doesn't start and he starts.
I mean, to my memory, Koulibaly has been on the bench since Crystal Palace. To my memory, I don't know. Maybe he's had a niggle. I don't know. Whether he starts or not, I don't know. It means then it will be Thiago Silva and Chalobah. I think both are capable. It depends on, I think, as far as offensive play is concerned, Dortmund have that short guy that we were linked with.
He's injured.
Okay, but they're quite pacey.
Mokoko, right? But they have depth. They still have the guy that was it for Newcastle that joined them and all of a sudden started firing on all cylinders. He left Newcastle to, I think, went back to Ajax again to Dortmund. I don't remember the movement. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're quite pacey, so maybe Chalobah would be the right person there because of his pace, alongside Thiago, because of his technical know-how. I don't know. That's why Potter gets paid the big bucks. Koulibaly, was he injured? Wasn't he? Well, we'll find out on the day. If he's just coming back, he'll probably be back on the bench again. But we should have enough to deal with Dortmund. It just depends on, our problem is this. How many injured players are fit enough to come back? And what level of integration has the team managed to achieve? That's the problem we have against Dortmund. I personally believe we are a better team. They're an excellent team, but I believe we're a better team if we are integrated together correctly. I don't really have any concerns anywhere on the pitch if we're on our game. The only area I think there are question marks is the left side, because whoever's there has got to find a rhythm with Modric. And that was why I'm slightly disappointed that Sterling isn't around, because he could have been on the left with Modric coming on later, as indeed could Pulisic if he was fit. But it is what it is. We are where we are. Left-sided. We're playing Chilwell. I don't know. I haven't been trusting Chilwell so much these days, especially now that he's not even fully fit. There's certain parts of his games that concerns me. He doesn't beat his man and is quite easily beaten. And with a pacey team like Dortmund, it could be a problem. So in that sense, it's probably better to play Cucurella, because at least it's, there is a chance. He's beaten fairly easily as well, but not as easily. And we just have to teach him how to pass the ball forward to Modric. But apart from that, I mean, crikey, if Potter can't sit down and come up with a tactical plan to deal with this lot, then he really is the problem, more than anything else. And he's got
All
to be
right.
smart. This is the Champions League platform. The team you're
All
playing
right.
against will not end up with the tactics they started out with, and that's what always undoes Potter. When the opposition change tactics, he doesn't always know what to do.
All right. Again, we'll try again as much as we can not to start that fight today. Guess where we were at? We were talking about players that trained today. Again, that's the topic we're at. So anything else other than that in the chat, I'm going to skip it. Yeah, I don't want to exhaust myself reading things that aren't aligned with the current topic. Where it can pay attention, I'm going to say this again. This is the last time I'm going to go through the chat and get everything. Whatever
Sorry,
you're
is that
talking
my
about.
brother Roger there?
Yeah, that was you. Again, that was him. And he's probably going, he's probably still with me or not. Look at him. I'm saying this about my client.
Big up, Roger.
Big up, Roger. So if you're in the chat, please keep it in line. If you don't keep it in line, I'm going to skip your comment. It's exhausting to switch between topics. I enjoy reading your comments, but you have to keep it in line. Right now, we're talking about those players that are back from injury, but for the last time, I'm going to get whatever you have there, but not really everything. I have to look at it to consider whether to get it or not. Where's Aubameyang? Aubameyang was pictured in training yesterday, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. As soon as, again, the truth about Pulisic's shirt sale gets out, people will realize that Clear Lake will not care, but Mount and Reese are ahead of him in terms of sales. I think you were the one that said actually Mount sold more than him last year. Sterling is playing at FIFA 23 at home. Possibly, you never know. Again, would you keep Pulisic in it? Who you'd sell then? Given the situation we're in right now, again, if I'm one of the owners, Pulisic wrecks in the money more than Ziyech does. Plus, again, if I have to choose one of them, I'll choose Pulisic. Yeah, plus I think he gets, I don't know how, let me just stop at that and move on. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Francis Ibariale. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Obama, who? Yeah, you know that. Again, with Enzo covers his Zakaria. Let's see what happens. Faded says again, instead of him coming to the training ground, no, I think that's made up. He's really not playing FIFA there. Please, don't take it and run with it. Obama, what? Yeah, Obama blood clot. And the Pulisic to the Felix still, it's not that simple. You can add it again. I'm sure Atletico Madrid values again, the valuation of Felix will be nearly 3 times as how much Pulisic will go for. Big up everyone. Keshawn, the New York guy. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Players again overturn their injury issues because again, look at Dembele now. Again, yeah, we've used certain examples, but here's the thing again. Let him stay fit first. But there's multitude of factors. The player himself wanting to stay is important now. And how long does he have on his contract? Let me look it up quickly. It's important that we do that. It doesn't look like he has much, which means it's going to take quite a lot to convince him to stay. So let's do Christian Pulisic transfer market. That's where we see that. So if he has any less than 2 years left on his contract, it's not going to be easy to convince him to stay, if that makes any sort of sense to you, which means we'd have to sell him in the summer. Convincing him to stay will be very, very difficult. This one here, I think is responding to someone.
Coach, it's a 2018-19 contract. It was for 6 years.
It was for 6 years. So how again?
It expires, I believe, at the end of 24-25.
So he has just about, again, 16 months or so, less than 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
June 30, 2024. So which means June 30th, 2024, which means it will be very, very difficult to convince him to stay. And because he knows, again, you could say he holds all the cards right now. And it's at a very critical time. And I don't think convincing him to stay will be very difficult. It involves giving him more game time. Probably you could argue that he deserves at this point to convince him to stay, which I don't see the club doing. It's not about him. Plus, again, his preferred position is where Modric will be occupying. And him starting over Modric, it would take some upturning form for that to happen. It's reported that Sterling's injury is a new one. Yeah, again, he had a setback. I think we talked about it a few days ago. I hope Zakaria can play. We're not sure if this is a forceful training. I don't see that happening. If Kovacic is back and plays with Enzo, we will be good again against Dortmund. I hope that I want to see that combo before I say, okay, that's the best. Bench Cucurella, to me, off the top of my head, I'd argue, that the best pairing for Enzo most likely would be N'Golo Kante, which you could argue will allow him the independence to be the more adventurous of the two sixes, if that makes sense. Because Kante can be more, again, you could say he has more defensive qualities than Enzo. If you ask me, at least that's how I still see it. Maybe I don't know Enzo well enough to see otherwise. Zakaria Kovacic, both injury prone. You can argue that. I'm not sure. Madrid cannot play. Again, because he is not, again, he's not registered. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roger. He's not, right?
Correct.
Okay. Madrid was not added to the squad for Champions League. Again, how can Potter get his own Brighton players to perform for him? I guess that's life. You can say there are a multitude of factors that may well be the reason why Cucurella is underperforming. Not just, again, you can say, what's his name? Graham Potter being there alone doesn't change much. He's in a new environment, surrounded. Again, all the other players again around him. He hasn't played with them for a long while. He hasn't played with them long enough. They're all, again, we didn't sign all of them from Brighton, if that makes sense. Pulisic is good, but he is injury prone. Another Eden Hazard, Disaster, a good player, but they seem to be made of glass. Hazard is actually much stronger than Pulisic in terms of how easily you can't muscle him off the ball easily, if that makes sense. Play Enzo, RSC, and Chukwuemeka again. Okay, right now I'm going to scroll to the very bottom because we don't have too much time and we still have to go into the match review, if that makes sense. Apologies about that. Cucurella is here to stay. I think he stays. Cucurella accepted a big money transfer, so he needs to grow a pair and deal with the spotlight. And when you are on that kind of money, stop whining about bullying and do your job. Or if he's whining about bullying, I'm not going to even defend him one bit. We say Sal Pulisic is again who is willing to have such a risky venture. I'm not sure. I understand that one. Ian Masson should be added to the squad next season. You bet he will. 8 goals, 8 assists this season already. He's coming. UEFA Champions League game is more dramatic than the Premier League matches. Yep, I agree with you. If Cuckoo shaved his 30% aerodynamic, its G center is going to be lower, and he's going to have less blind angles. I bet again, he can. The way you phrase that again, some people will suck up to it really, because I'm not in the mood for this morning. Koulibaly, Missman is so probably Chalobah, maybe again because he's trained with the team. Potter needs to take this again cautiously. There are 4 players in danger of getting suspended for the second game against Dortmund. Really? I didn't know that. Koulibaly is a victim of the novices in charge at the club. Okay, again, Chelsea coach again, Coach Morning, Coach you too, Chelsea Blue, I hope you're doing well. I am just fed up with our players injured. It is very annoying. These players need to stay fit. It's not up to them. I don't know what else to argue. Potter will start with Havertz, Mount, and Gallagher. Mark my words. So hope I'm wrong. Well, like I said, he's going to be the one to get himself fired, not me, if that makes sense. Metro Bandit, the Chalobah is not good enough for Chelsea. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to say this. I'm not going to be switching between topics again just like that. It can be exhausting. If you keep it in line, believe me, I will get nearly everything you have there. Koulibaly is house something in the air at the moment. So again, so that says he is not going anywhere. That's a chance he's just doing that for investment purposes. There's a chance he buys a house. Again, if the value of the house increases, he sells it and make more money. He doesn't have to be staying to buy a house. But I get the argument. If anything, it shows he's probably, again, it's easy to say that probably means he's staying. Sack Potter. Okay, yeah, I know what you're doing there. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try the best I can to get your subsequent contributions, if that makes sense. Wally Waldo, I see you. Again, I hope you're doing well. Predictions will come soon. Wally Waldo, big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. And to my brother, again, hello, big brother, again, I hope you're doing wonderful today. I hope you're doing well today. Again, thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. And guys, please, if you haven't, go check out Blue Clouds again media. You will enjoy the channel. Lots of good panelists there, always in his streams every day right now. Go check it out. Be sure to let him know I sent you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Len Phil, it's been a minute. Are you okay? Please do let us know. Borussia Dortmund beating Chelsea is more likely to happen than getting paid next week. Wow, that is some statement. Okay, if that's how you feel, that's up to you, Coach. Again, reason I am fed up again. Someone like Cover went to the World Cup, played every game, and with Chelsea one game next week is injured. I get the argument. Good morning to you too, Jump Out Entertainment. I hope you're doing well. Felix is the creator and the engine of the midfield. Yeah, which means we'll always play to accommodate to 10. I think he'd be better off operating from that area. Chelsea fans want Cancelo, who's worth 70 million. I don't think we'll go for him, if that makes sense. Glad to be here. Better late than never. Collins and Ochiwa, I hope you're doing well. You're not that late. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Bench Felix from Mount. You've gradually turned into a troll now. Tabeho. I'm going to be honest with you.
That was funny.
Let me talk with Emperor. Emperor, big up to you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Emperor, all these players quickly. Let me get started with Roger. He was in the house. He's a lawyer before I get in trouble. Roger, I don't know if you have anything to say about any of these players starting
Sure.
tomorrow. Do you think it? Yeah, go ahead. Do you think any of them starts tomorrow?
Good morning, gentlemen. So I just want to quickly say something. So Sterling actually got a knock in training, from what I heard. He got
a few days ago.
Yeah, so it's not an injury where it's a muscle strain or he's tore something. It's a physical contact. So, but I get it. I get what Bobby's saying, because that does need to transpire. And also the Pulisic is actually expires 24-25, which means it's just over 2.25 years.
Just over 2 years, but it still makes it difficult, right?
Sure, he holds the power for all intents and purposes, yeah. I'm not sure. What can I ask? What is Kovacic's status right now? Do we know?
No, but there's no clarity as to what sort of injury he's suffering.
This is one thing that I'm getting really frustrated with, is the fact that there's a lack of transparency when it comes to injured players and what their status is. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Koulibaly, well, I don't know. If were you saying he's sick? Did I hear someone say?
No, we're not sure, because the statement was saying he joined today. He joined the training today, which means he didn't train yesterday, or so maybe at least yesterday from what we're seeing, but we heard nothing about him being injured. Correct me if I'm wrong, he wasn't on the bench. Was he on the bench in our last game? I don't think he was.
No, I don't think he was. I don't recall.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah. We don't remember seeing him on the bench, and we did specifically talk about his absence.
And what does this mean? This means Silva could potentially start another consecutive game?
I see Silva playing in the Champions League still. He's had a few days to rest, if that makes sense.
True, but it's traveling. That means it still takes its toll. Listen, I want him to play every game, but the amount of time or hours or minutes, however you want to term it, that he plays consecutively, the more likelihood that you're going to have a muscle injury with someone when you're in your high 30s. I mean, they say that about early to mid 30s, let alone. Don't get me wrong, he's probably got the body of a 30-year-old, but still, it's disconcerting. You would want him to have been man-managed, where he doesn't have to play like twice a week. I don't think he's at that stage of the career that this is sustainable. He can't continue to do this.
Yeah. Let me catch up with the chat quickly. He's a human being. He's not a machine. Eventually, it makes sense. João Cancelo ain't happening. I don't see that happening. Too expensive too. Plus, in that area, we still have Madsen. We have Cucurella. We still have correct me if I'm wrong. It's the same area, right? Again, Ian Madsen plays in the left side, doesn't he? Pulisic is too fragile and his production when available isn't good enough. Your argument right there, getting hurt. It was Mount who hurt Sterling. Well, I don't want to know how it happened, really. Sal Cucumber Santos. I want to go to heaven, so be careful what you put there for me to read. Otherwise, I'm going to skip quite a lot of them, if that makes sense. Again, Pulisic and Ziyech haven't any post about Chelsea on his IG. Again, disrespectful players. I think a lot of people are saying that. Shaq, let me see what we have there. And by the way, Abusive Lions, it's something if you change your name. This is the first time I'm seeing you here, so welcome to the channel. Santos shows some respect. Santos show some respect, please. Again, hello, my people. Again, I hope y'all all are doing well, listening to the discussion as I drive to work. Mario Minto, nice to see you. Have I actually said Happy New Year to you? I don't know if I haven't. Happy New Year to you. And bro, I hope you're doing well. Lack of transparency, rush recovery. A lot we don't know about our medical hideout. Wow. That's why I look forward to reading your comments. I have a strong feeling Felix is going to do very well with us. I even did a shot there with an argument as to why that, you can say why that will be. I think he will be unleashed at Chelsea. He will not be shackled. I don't think he will actually task him with defensive responsibilities. He has the freedom to operate as he wishes. Please, again, watch, like, and subscribe. Again, go check it out. Please do subscribe. Let him send you. Let's support again the good work he's doing there. Chilwell, Maston, Hall, Kukurea. We have a lot of left backs, and we don't need any more of that. Good afternoon to again. You already said good afternoon, Eugene. Did you go away, sleep, wake up, and come back in? I still wonder why we are wasting time with the players that don't want to play for us. Well, we didn't intentionally. I'm sure we didn't intentionally decide to keep Ziyech. I don't think so. I don't think it makes any sort of sense to sell a player if you're not sure you're gonna get a replacement. Otherwise, the situation gets worse. Again, Dortmund for Chelsea, Dortmund 4, Chelsea 0. Okay, yeah, that's the sort of thing I like to see. Let's see what happens. Enzo versus Santos. I will highlight this if we have time. We'll go into that. Yeah, when we start the lineup construction. That's from my brother, Blue Clouds Media. Thank you so much for that. That's important to do. Koulibaly is already on the yellow, so I don't mind him potentially not starting. I didn't know. I thought at one point the yellows don't carry to the next stage. Again, it's changed quite a lot. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. A quick little cameo at the end if need be. Let's see what happens here. Again, this could be a turning point for Liverpool. Are you doing this intentionally, really? It just looks like you're doing that intentionally. And yeah, just switching topics from here and there, even though I've said don't do that. Chalobah, Silva tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Felix and Enzo is going to have a chemistry like Fabregas and Hazard. Okay, let's see. If Silva got injured, it will be another hole in the heart of the Titanic. We should alternate these players. I think we should, if that makes sense. Kimso. Madrid will beat Liverpool. Let's see if that happens again. Loan Kukumba and Ziyech plus Connor. Okay, Igwe open again. Why are you calling somebody again? Igwe. What if I change your name to Igwe, which means Ion? How would you feel? But I'm sure Igwe means king. That's not okay. Again, please call him his name. And if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. And if you're a mod, if you're a managing mod, if any mod is misbehaving, you can take care of that person, please. Read again. If he, Mason Mount or Connor get one, they miss the next game against Dortmund. Okay. Again, Kimso, again, you're having a conversation there. Let's see what else we'll have. Chalobah is not good enough for Chelsea. Fofana over Havertz. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. In the number 9 position, yes, I would do that. I wouldn't even think twice before doing that. Coach, again, I want to be confident and believe we should win. But again, the way Potter talks, I'm not confident. Look beyond the way he talks. Just look forward to the players' performance. The players we have available, I think, will make a whole lot of difference. A lot of managers are soft-spoken like him. Should I even say he's soft-spoken? Is he? Roger, is he soft-spoken?
I wouldn't say soft-spoken. I would
It's
just
not.
say he's got a normal temperament. That's all. He's not
Yeah,
highly
he's.
strung.
And I don't think he speaks to you. Could say to please anyone.
I think
He doesn't.
I think he's just being himself.
Yeah, he's just being himself. Yeah. So what I'm looking for, again, as long as the team starts performing, I don't care whether he punches the air on the sideline, on the touchline, or whether he punches the referee. I just want us to start winning. Sterling is the highest paid at Chelsea. We know that. I'm going to come back to the panel. Anything else to get here? I'm not going to be reading everything, especially if I've read your comments. I'm probably going to skip the next one. Yes, please educate those in the chat. Be respectful. Call people their names. No nickname in here. We don't do name. We're not into name calling here. But yep, you have to be respectful. 135 people watching here, yet we don't have 100 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. If you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And remember, we're going to do a $150, again, $100 giveaway for students strictly. You must be a student to participate, if that makes sense. John Potts, okay, having a conversation there. Our medical staff should tell us what's going on there. Again, what happened to Kante. I think Roger have always clamored for that. That should be happening. Please, Dacho over Kai. I've heard you, Igwe. Again, Anugum. Okay, again, let's see. Again, if I'm the manager, I will do that for you. Please, yes, keep liking the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much. The likes to go a long way. Try and keep it on topic. Yes, please. Try and keep it on topic. If I keep switching, reading one topic, the other topic, one topic, the other topic, I'm going to get exhausted. But if you keep it on point, I can do that all day, all long without tiring, if that makes sense. Again, due to the involvement of the panel, they might not go over a comment until later. Yep. Thank you so much. We're going to lose if Chalobah starts. Wow. Okay.
Why?
If that's how you say it, that's up to you. We're going to, again, I don't know. Emperor, do you have anything to talk about regarding Pulisic or those players we heard trained today? Do you think any of them starts? I mean, you choose your topic of the two, Christian Pulisic or those players that we heard trained today.
Big up everybody. Big up everybody
Big
in
up to you too, brother.
Hello there.
Yeah, I hope everybody's good. I missed the previous stream. I was just watching it. I just wanted to come on, but I couldn't because it was very, very tasty.
You enjoyed it.
I loved it because it was a Potter in versus Potter out situation, and I wanted to come in and do my 2 cents. But
and you're very much aware lawyers, the lawyers who they represent when you get to speak.
It was a passionate debate.
It was enjoyable.
So hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's healthy. With the Pulisic thing, just 2 minutes comment on it. It's just Pulisic, man. He's injury prone, and it's a huge question mark on terms of how I think for more than anything, it's him getting like a personal trainer and getting that fitness in terms of being prem ready and stuff. And he's gonna have a lot of competition right now in that left wing. There's so many options for us right now. So I would love for him to stay, but there's a question. I think Bobby said it is like, is he content with coming off the bench? I don't think so. But he can fight for his place. But if he can play the Giroud role, I don't know if you remember how Giroud was, coming on and being okay with coming off the bench and giving 100%. Then yeah, he can, because I don't see us benching Mudryk anytime soon. That's with the Pulisic thing, and then with training, Sterling, man, our medical department needs a whole investigation. Like the RICO charges that City have, we need to start them on our medical team, because our injuries are unheard of and they're frustrating, and it takes away from what we are as a Chelsea team. Koulibaly starts, guys. Thiago Silva starts. Because Badiashile
can't start tomorrow, even though he wasn't on the bench during the last match, and we learned today he joined the training today. Do you think he starts?
I think he starts because Badiashile is not going to be starting. You can't play Premier League, Champions League games. So, and for the people who are saying Thiago Silva is going to be tired and needs rest, yes, I 100% get you. But this is a Champions League game, guys. Let's put our priorities straight. You play Thiago Silva now and you bench him against Southampton at home. It's fine. I'm okay with that. And there's still like a week as well. So we don't play as much as heavy games that people think because we're not in some of the cups that we're supposed to be in. But yeah, I think Koulibaly starts. I'm not sure. Fofana, I don't think he starts. Maybe he travels with the squad and we'll see how he maybe gets a nice 15 minutes or something like that because he looks good in training on the training videos. The both Fofanas, I don't know if you guys saw the Fofanas going at each other in the training videos. That was beautiful to see. But yeah, I think the Koulibaly starts. As much as Chelsea fans are saying he's not being good, I think there's still a lot to see from Koulibaly. I think his head is not, wasn't in the right place, or I don't know. I don't know what was going on in his, in his game. But yeah, I think he starts tomorrow. I would like for him to start two experienced centre backs, and then Chilwell needs to start. I can't Chilwell needs to start as well. So
You can't
I think we're
even
gonna.
say it, you're just laughing.
Yeah, because if you saw, okay, we all saw what we saw in the Cucurella. I love him. It's just that his head is not right. He's not right.
Right.
He's not
Yeah,
right.
something isn't quite right with them right now.
Yeah, you can see it's not a player thing. It's his head is not right, and when the players like that, again, this is where the Potter outs are gonna come for my head and say, you shouldn't pick him. But again, like Chilwell is still trying to acclimatize to game time, fitness. So I think this time you risk him versus reward type of thing. It's a Champions League game. We are away from home. You play Chilwell for the better amount of 60 minutes, and you try and make shift with the other players after that. But yeah, man, that's my 2 cents so far.
Yeah. Again, if you're watching, don't forget we're going to do a $100 giveaway today because we reached the 10,000 subscribers. So, but here's the again the catch. You must be a student, and you have to prove that you're a student before you get it. And again, we'll find a way to compensate non-students. It won't take long, if that makes sense. Why is Chalobah again? Somebody IQ Chalobah, if he starts, will win. We lose, so to speak. I just want a win tomorrow. We all do. It says if Chalobah starts, with somebody else said. You're saying why Chalobah is good? How many games? Yeah, Chalobah, we've actually lost fewer games whenever he starts. It was only recently that we lost a game when he starts for us, if that makes sense. Chalobah is a great player who is very young, so you can say again he's not good, but there are many players that people say it ain't good. Chalobah is really, really good. He's proven himself. Again, something happened during the World Cup when he had that the whole time to train with the Man United. Still, when the league commenced, he didn't start. But I'm not going to go into that. Yes, people keep liking the video. We need 11 more likes to get it to 100 likes. We can do that as soon as possible. Let's get it there again. And thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate that. The likes do go a long way. And let me finish what I read and said. Bobby is bringing out the nunchucks. Again, is it nunchucks? Is it how you pronounce it? Nunchucks.
Nunchucks.
But nunchucks. Bobby will come in soon. I'll bring in Bobby. If you come after Potter, you come after me. Yeah, but you're confusing even those that will support you because I'm not sure where you stand really. Mohammed Wusa, nice to see you, brother. Today, I'm back a few days now. Again, I have problems with my phone. Please, again, I need someone to give him or her money to buy phone from. Sorry? No. Sorry. Apparently, Romelu Lukaku was in an argument with his Inter teammate. So it gets worse for us because Inter are the only people willing to, again, at least keep him. They want to extend his loan spell, which I don't like, really. Coach, I think you should display the topic if the person is just entering the chat. Okay, but if you've been here again long enough, as an OG here, I've talked about that severally, but I think I'll start doing that. It makes sense. I'm starting to worry about the Chelsea again. Blue flu. What's that?
So blue flu is an expression meaning everyone is sick, and usually it's deliberate.
Wow, I'm learning quite a lot. And Thomas Bays, thank you for saying that. I just learned that one. Coach, do you think Potter has what it takes? I'm not going to answer this question again. Really. And you are for people that talked about sticking to the comment. But here's the thing. Okay, let me highlight this. We'll talk about it when we start reviewing the match. But what I think, if anything, he's done actually, you could say, no matter how badly we play and won games, but results matter. Results matter. It shows again he's done excellent actually in the Champions League, if that makes sense. Potter at the wheel, well, you can't change that right now. Again, coach, again, the support I have for Potter is high, but I really hope he steps it up. I'm running out of reason to defend him. Just reach out to Roger. He always finds a way to do that. I think Potter is most suited with playing in a back three because at Brighton he did that predominantly. You're very correct. Again, abusive Lions. Your name, it sounds weird for me to say, but what am I going to do, really? Again, we really need Chilwell. Kevin Atule must be a Niger brother there. It says we really need Chilwell because he will look more understandable. He will look and not be. Okay. More understandable with Modric than watch your language. Watch your language. Don't change anybody's name to anything. You're gonna get again suspended if that makes sense. I think he needs to shave. I'm not gonna go into this again. If it was raining again in his hair, collect again about 2 liters of water in about 2 kilograms. You're really going scientific with describing why you think he should shave his hair, and some people will start believing that. Chalobah skills. Let's again. What else do I have here? Maria de Cameza. Okay, it says 1-0. Okay. Chelsea. Good afternoon, guys. I'm just coming in now. God bless you all. God bless you too. Kingsley, Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. That is it. I'm gonna go again. The next topic. Just give me a second. Let me figure it out here. Before we do that, what else do we have? Sorry that I should do that before we get into it. I think this one here we've talked about it. Okay, Atletico Madrid won again. We talked about Atletico Madrid wanting Christian Pulisic. I think Bobby debunked that. That is absolute nonsense. It doesn't make sense. It's not their type of player. Maybe, except if Christian Pulisic is indeed, if again Diego Simeone is leaving, then you could argue maybe that's why again they're looking at him. But if Diego Simeone is staying, Christian Pulisic himself wouldn't want to go there. I'm sure he's well acquainted as to why João Felix has fallen out with Diego Simeone, if that makes sense. Here, Chelsea midfielder Andreas Santos will reapply for his work on his return to London. The Blues have already drafted paperwork for his second work permit application, which will be filed upon his arrival in the UK. To me, if they don't offer him one, then they have to explain what exceptional talent means. Let me start with you, Roger.
Yeah, exactly. Checkmate. I mean, you score, I think they played 6 games.
Wow, so I get to hear from you today.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if he doesn't fit the description of exceptional talent, I know it's not in the senior team, then they need to redefine it. It doesn't make sense at all because he's just exemplified what exceptional talent means. Mm-hmm. He's the walking and playing definition of it. 6 goals in 6 games, I believe. I mean,
and scored the all-important goal in the final.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps because this is not at the senior level, then this would not qualify for the necessary required points. But I think
because the Olympics has a rule change. Oscar played in the Olympics. That's the highest he's played before he joined it. Has he played for the Brazilian senior team before he joined us?
No, I don't believe he has, but I could be mistaken. But last time I heard, he had.
No, he hasn't. He was
But he's 18. He's not like he's 17 or 16. That I could understand. He's by definition in the United Kingdom, he's an adult. He can do everything except become a member of parliament and or be prime minister. This is the only thing. So by definition, employment laws, he's an adult. So I don't know what to say. To me, he's an exceptional talent.
Kevin, no worries, brother. Again, and this is the type of the people I like to deal with. You say sorry, it was the keyboard, and thank you for explaining, but you don't really have to. Again, but thank you. I appreciate you, brother. So Roger, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not all. I'm finished. It's just, you're right. I mean, unless there is a hardwired rule that it has to be you have to have senior time, then okay, I get that. But as I said, he's of legal age, so I don't see why he can't fit into that. I mean, I just don't see why it won't be granted.
Yeah, quickly, I'll catch up and then I'll bring in Emperor before I go to Bob. And here's the thing: if you're watching Jump, here's why it's going to be difficult to actually highlight the comments here, because I'm highlighting the comments of those in the chat. So to display the topic, it will be very, very difficult, especially if the topic will start, sliding as the mic you down there. If that makes sense, hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Says my brother Tabe. Oh, we need just one more like to get it to 100 likes, then we can shoot for 100 by the time the show ends. We need, again, let's say nearly an hour before the show comes to an end. Bring us some car and James to the women's. Those are very fine players, really. They're all fine and on all cylinders. Kimso, keep dreaming. Let's see what we have here. Again, what else do we have? Pulisic is falling apart. He needs to leave. Okay, we're not talking about Pulisic right now. Keep it aligned. 6 goals in 6 games and joint top scorer in the competition. And I also heard he emerged as the player of the tournament. So, yeah, I don't know what else he needs to do, if that makes sense. Good day, bro. How is everybody doing today? Feel awesome. We're doing well, but we probably hope that you're doing well, too. Even Kennedy never played for the senior team before his permit was granted, unlike many other players. Yep. So that if that doesn't happen, they have to show us a definition, be definitive as to who qualifies as exceptional talent. We need. Yeah, go ahead.
It could be because we're post-Brexit. I have no idea. That just could be an assumption. Immigration laws could have changed, or certain criteria could have changed. I'm not sure. So that could be a reason, logically speaking.
Yeah, again, I agree with you. Again, we need to respect everybody. Call everybody their real name. Criticize them. Say why you don't like how they play and all that, but don't change their name to anything else. Again, I'm not sure. You guys go ahead, keep talking there. Let's see. They're having a conversation there. Let me see quickly here what I need to get. Nope, we're not talking about Cucurella right now. See, if that makes sense to you. Now again, you go ahead with your conversation here. Let's see. Similar to Real Madrid. Okay, I heard that Carlo Ancelotti wants to sign new striker in summer. Good news again. We have Nkunku. Yeah, thank you. That's more of an update, but let's keep it in line still. Thank you, Eugene. Now, Tegan. When I see the Santos issue, it makes us look desperate for players and players who can play. Yeah, but we need them. If we can add them to the squad, it will be huge. And by the end of the season, we'll get to assess him properly. You give him enough game time to see whether we'll keep him or loan him out, if that makes sense. I doubt Chelsea will buy Bellingham. Okay, I'm going to move on from that. Again, go ahead, Emperor.
I think the Santos thing, I'm not familiar with the laws in the UK in terms of work permit, but just like any other work permit, maybe in general, like looking at it in general, if the kid doesn't have a shady background in terms of criminal records and everything like that, I think there's no need for us to panic.
Those are part of the checks?
I think so. I'm not sure. I think they should be, because you're going into another country, but these are like just general. I'm not sure about the UK, so I haven't applied for a work permit, but like I think in every country,
I think it makes sense. Wherever you're going, they usually can win a bet. If you're gonna go to work in that particular, you want to know everything, police reports and all that. But go ahead.
Yeah, so but he's young. I don't think he might have any, problem in terms of that. As well as, he has a lot of positivity in terms of him being an exceptional young player. We just saw that. Maybe when he passes, the UK airport, you might get, a lot of flags because, the metal from winning all those trophies can, detect and say, yo, too many trophies.
Good one.
You're supposed to declare some of these
Roger,
trophies.
did you see why he took his time to prepare and
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us? But go ahead, Emperor.
Yeah, so I think that's the only way Santos doesn't play for Chelsea. But yeah, when he
my
lands,
goodness.
Trophy
it's
violation.
it's gonna be a very interesting to see if he goes straight to the first team or he goes to Cobham and stuff. So yeah, I think another body for us to contest with in the midfield. And it would answer your question, coach. If he plays in the first team, it will answer your question in terms of how Enzo looks in next to a DM or next to an attacking midfielder. Because Enzo, man, Enzo's just something else, guys. Like 2 men of the matches back to back. It's for me, it's just exceptional. And to add Santos, who's the key thing about Santos is that I want him to start now for me, so he can learn with Thiago Silva. And there's no pressure right now because Chelsea we just want to win games now. There's not a lot of top four pressure, title pressure. Like he can acclimatize his game into Potter's plans, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't see any problem. It's only the trophies thing. I think that's a huge thing. That metal detector in the UK probably rings a whole lot of flags, but yeah, there's not a problem.
Needs to be recalibrated.
Yeah,
because
because remember when we came back with the Champions League, it went off. It just went off, and the trophy had to go in a separate bag and all of those things. But yeah. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Haven't you seen how every time we win how they go through the metal detectors with it, and Chelsea admin will be like delivery for Chelsea and stuff like that. I love those posts. But yeah, I think there's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, let's see. I'm going to highlight this because I really want us to talk about the future of Chukwuemeka, but I think he stays. I think he'll get his time. So we'll talk about that in a bit. This one says, again, Santos, I don't think Santos should be playing for the team yet. It might be good, but when it comes to the senior team, we shouldn't risk it. Yeah, but if Benfica signed him and he, again, plays one season for them and tears everyone again, we'll be fighting in Arsenal and we'll go and pay 100 million together. This is how you get it. You give them a chance. In no way Bellingham and Vardy to Real Madrid, okay, they should go there if they want to go there. Happy again, a vow to everyone. Yes, by the way, again, yeah, it's Valentine's Day. What a coincidence. Somebody wins $100 today. So it's going to be, a huge Valentine for that person in question. Happy Valentine to you too, brother. And thank you for saying it. Coach, we need someone to hold in the middle. We need Enzo higher up. We need him to be more adventurous, not really higher up. Even if you, for instance, get start Enzo closer to the final third and be in position, I think he will not be as effective as he is from a deeper position. He's a deep lying playmaker, if that makes sense. And he's played like that for a while. Even Roger will tell you more. I still cannot believe we're allowed Potter to come see with his kitchen sink dreadful. Well, he's here. Again, we're talking about Santos right now. Let's keep this as a line. Please don't be straight top topics. Again, if that's what you want to talk about, you go ahead. Let's see what we have here. Enzo settling faster than Koulibaly and Cucurella. Sorry, guys. Again, sorry about the cough. Chelsea will probably loan out Chukwuemeka to Arsenal so he can help Arsenal. What? Okay, I'm confused. Please keep it in line. Otherwise, I'm not going to read your comment if that makes any sort of sense. So I'm going to close this one. It's actually slowing down the system. And this is about the Koulibaly topic. Sources to Koulibaly, close to Koulibaly. who spoke anonymously, explained nothing again on nothing untoward. Explain nothing. Okay. Untoward is to blame for poor form, just a scenario that frequently occurs with new signings. Koulibaly has found it difficult to adjust to a new working environment, which is very common. So I don't know. Anybody want to talk about that? Before I go to Bobby, I have to get Bobby's opinion on Santos. I totally forgot. Okay, let me just go to Bobby first. Bobby, your thought on the Santos situation. Do you think he gets the work permit this time? Because, like I said, if he doesn't, then they have to explain to us what it means to be an exceptional talent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on immigration law, but what I do know is that it's law and it's straightforward. If an application goes incorrectly, they're not going to deny it. It's as simple as that. If they have met the criteria, Chelsea, that is loaded with lawyers, would know, and all they need to do is put in the application. It's that straightforward. I don't think we on any platform can dispute UK law, and they would grant it to him. The thing I am more interested in is that if they grant him this permit, it is a work permit. So that would be a permit to work for his employers in the UK, I would presume. So that it's unlikely that they would loan him out because they're telling the government he's that good. So his place will be in the first team and to develop in the first team. The worst case scenario for him would be to go to the development squad. The best case scenario would be to be in the first team squad. And if he really shows himself to be exceptional, he will be starting and on the bench as well. So it's a wait and see. You know, I remember, was it you yesterday I was speaking to, and I said, look, we all have to take it easy with Santos. Wait and see. He's 18 years old. Yes, he balled out at a underage competition, which is all he can do. So he's proved his worth to be leaps and bounds above in his age group. Now, the step up to the senior club football level, and more especially senior club football level in the Premier League, which is perhaps one of the most demanding leagues in the world. I'm falling short of saying perhaps the best league in the world because I don't want to sound arrogant. But you're looking at that. It's certainly the most financially invested in. So it's a big leap. So he needs support, he needs handling, and he needs the club behind him. So from the legal point of view, he's applying for a UK work permit. He's not applying for a Portuguese work permit. He's not applying for a work permit anywhere else. I would believe, and I know nothing about these forms, but it only makes sense that in the form he's being applied for to work for his employees, or sorry, his employers, who are Chelsea Football Club. Now that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But all these people, I've noticed, you don't have to read some crap on this from the chat. I mean, there's some fools that come. I told you, Chief, there are people that are not Chelsea fans. They're here, then all they do is put poison. Yeah, you know, Chukwemeka going to go on loan, so-and-so going to go. They're not going anywhere. They're here for the project, as is Santos. Santos is here for the project. The project is with young players. This is why the owners are not going to dump Potter quickly, because they have invested in a project. So they want to see it through, as they do with the youngsters. And this kid coming in on a work permit situation, in fact, come to think of it, if memory serves me right, I have had experience of some work permits. I've had somebody, I've had to apply for a work permit to work, and it was to work for the company. It wasn't to go and have him come into the company and then go somewhere else. So that is the clarity that we should be looking at. So without disputing UK law, which I don't think any of us are in a position to. I think we wait and see. I trust the club to put in his work permit correctly. I'm very sure they will, because it's a legal requirement. And I'm sure he will get it accordingly, because they're not going to look at him and say, "Ooh, let's just deny him." It's not a choice thing. It's something that if you meet the criteria and tick the boxes, and you have no criminal background, and there's no reason for us in the UK to feel that you are of a negative input to the nation, you will get your work permit. It's as simple as that, and he will get his work permit. That's why the club is confident. And when he does, he will be playing for Chelsea. He's not going to be playing for Bogpool Friday or Benfica or Dortmund. He is a Chelsea player, and I'm excited with that. I think he'll develop well. I think that's part of the reason Thiago Silva has been given another year. One, because he's happy here and he's happy to take the year. And two, despite his obvious qualities, the club has seen him as somebody that will help these kids, in particular Santos, to settle in and become the player we all hope he will.
Transition, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, just to give some context,
it makes it easier for him. Yeah.
Just to give some context. Just to give some context to that about loaning out, I know when I resided in California, when we had engineers that were coming from, let's say, China, they got a work permit, and for them to actually change departments, they would have to reapply for the whole process.
Another one,
for the whole departments, not company, department. So I can't see him being granted a work permit to play for Chelsea. Then we loan him out to, let's say, a Champions League, a championship club. I don't think legally that's viable. So you're right.
Yeah, I don't think
again, that's something most people don't pay attention to. You can't get work permit with the name of a particular, a business entity, and then work for the other business. It doesn't happen.
You know, if memory serves me right, in the experience that I have had bringing somebody in on a work permit, they couldn't. In fact, it's so direct that they couldn't change jobs for at least 2 years.
Yes.
So this guy's coming to play for Chelsea. It will be law.
We do know that. The question what we were discussing is actually whether they deny him, saying again he doesn't qualify as an exceptional talent. But I think we've dealt with that. But you touched up another point. A lot of people need to start paying attention to. You can't get work permit for one in one country and then be loaned to use that work permit to work in Portugal. It doesn't work that way. Even another club in England, I don't think it worked because I've had Thank you so much for explaining that. The classes, it's funny how many people are hyping up Santos as if he's going to come in straight into starting 11 and ball out. Let the player.
We don't know. He might do.
We don't know. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not likely.
Yeah, Oscar did it.
Let me get a cup of tea.
Yeah, Oscar did it so that he can do it as well, if that makes sense. But let's just give him the opportunity. Declare your body there. Two enemies that are bodies in terms of Porter out, Porter in. Declared is the chief Porter out lawyer. I think a chief witness for Roger is Taboho right there. If you guys again pay close attention to Santos, he's very good for his age. With the right coaching, i.e., tactical, he would develop into a star. He's already a star, maybe, but I get what you mean by that. I think he would do even better. Guys, what do you think about Ishile? We've talked about that on occasions. It's painful to even see him again, most especially when you watch him play and realize, he's not playing for us in the Champions League. Then it becomes even painful. So I'm going to score quite a lot and get to the very bottom and talk about everything else we have. Proper manager, Felix. We're talking about Santos right now until we skip. When will Graham Potter give a press conference? UEFA Champions League. Anybody, if you're well acquainted with when that's going to happen, you let him know. Anybody on the panel know when that's going to happen? Champions League press conference?
Should be today, right?
Yeah, it should be today.
It has.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think it's today. I think the press conference is today, probably in the next couple of hours, because tomorrow I think they're going to be traveling later on today. Yeah, I think it's probably today. Yeah, Porto probably today.
Before they
A
travel.
lot of, a lot of Champions League. It'll be probably majority of the games is day before the press conference, so it has to be today.
Mhm.
It's either he does it before
Alright,
he
it has
leaves
to be-
Carbon, or he does it when they are.
Okay, all right. Again, I'm gonna go to the very bottom. Cobra, big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. To the very bottom because you have a lot to cover. Before we'll do the giveaway. Moving from there, let's see what we have here. Kishan, the New York guy, Santos needs Santos needs to be under Thiago Silva's armpit and learn everything from there. But that phrase is scaring the heck out of me. But I understand what you mean. I'm just kidding. Real question again. I don't think I'll answer any question right now. We're gonna move on from here. Let's see what we have. Give me 1 second. Chelsea again in big games always outperform. That's why I'm saying I think we're gonna do well against Dortmund because we're the underdogs there. A press conference is never a match day. Yep. Thank you for saying that. It is today. Yeah. What time is what we're asking. But that's by the way. We move on. To something else we have to talk about. We need to start working on the lineup as soon as possible. So let's look at the match quickly, briefly. I'm gonna start quickly. We have about just practically an hour before we call it a day. Let's look at the insights. There isn't too much in terms of insight. Again, head to head. Let's see if we have anything. Head to head, we haven't played in the Champions League. Have we played anywhere at all? I don't remember. Current team form, Stark, you can say Stark contracts here. Contrast here. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this one, they won 2-0. It was away against Werder Bremen. Bochum away 2-1. Freiburg 5-1 at home. 2-0. They beat Bayer Leverkusen 2-0 away. They beat Mainz 2-1 away. They are on fire. And for us, you can say things have become a bit better because we haven't lost for 10 years now. But again, we lost 2-1 to Fulham away. We beat Crystal Palace 1-0 at home. Again, 0-0, 0-0, 1-1. And the inside here, I want us to look at quickly before we go into building the lineup. Let's see, again, injuries. Mukoko, I learned before time that he's out. Yeah, again, but they still have a good enough squad here. They still have Sebastian Heller. Heller has done well for them. Bellingham is still there. He scores from there. Adeyemi is also in fine form. Branded is in fine form. All of them. Marco Ruiz always, again, even when he doesn't score, he can be one of their most important players on a good day. But the inside here says, again, haven't lost in 8 matches, haven't won an away game in their last 8 matches. So I think, they haven't lost. They haven't said they've won all of them, but they haven't lost in eight matches for us. To me, bringing these two together, to me, more likely a draw than a loss to either team. But that's just if we're going by the insight here. Emperor, your thoughts?
I've been watching a lot of Dortmund ever since we drew them. So not a lot, not every game, but certain games I've been catching them, and they look like they're winning games. One thing they're doing is winning games, and I wouldn't put them,
And
as
they're
far
very
as
direct.
Yeah, they are very, very direct. And when you don't want a situation with Dortmund where it's the Real Madrid and City situation where we need like a 1 goal or we're just hanging on, because they are gonna score and they are gonna be on top of you. So if you give them a chance, they're gonna come at you. But I've seen them in majority of their games where you can actually control the tempo of the game against them. It's quite not that hard. They don't make it that hard. They don't hold the ball too much.
But they do a lot of running.
Do they play with a high lane?
Yeah, sometimes.
They're very, very cautious. No, you won't see the type of high line you see from Liverpool.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not like Liverpool.
They don't play with a low block though, do they?
No, they don't. They don't.
So this will suit us more.
Yeah,
and
it's
specifically Modric.
Yes, it's an open game for them. Like they hardly like do like how a lot of Premier League teams do mid block and stuff like that. They don't do that. It's more they enjoy more of an open game, and this is why players like Bellingham gets more space and runs into into the box, etc. Those late runs. So I think players like Modric are gonna love such a game. The Nonis are gonna love such a game because there's gonna be a lot of space. But that's the thing. The thing is, they can change tactically.
Noni can't play.
They can change tactically in terms of
don't worry, go ahead, Emperor.
Yeah, they know that Chelsea needs space to operate, and they can just make it a bit difficult. But playing at home, they're going to be trying to get at us, and I think that's a good thing for us as long as we pick our lineup properly. And with people worrying about Koulibaly, I think he will love such a game, and he complements Chilwell well, I think, because Chilwell will bomb forward and forget about his defensive duties, and this allows Mudryk to do whatever he wants. But as well, Mudryk needs to shape up in terms of his defensive. But yeah, I think we have this because we kind of difficult to score against in a way. It's not like foolproof yet, but we hold on to the position.
But we won't get that pairing in the Champions League. The pairing that has been excellent for us of late, we're not going to get that in the Champions League because Badiashile he's not going to play for us in the Champions. I know you're well aware. So that we're not getting that pair that Premier League pairing in the Champions League. Go ahead.
100%. But the nice thing about Champions League games and big games is that the more experienced players, it's just like a muscle memory where like I'm back. Like it doesn't take them too long. And the nice thing that I really want, we haven't seen how Koulibaly plays in front of a mobile midfielder like Enzo. Like we haven't seen him. Like every time we had a bad game, it was before Enzo. Like there was so many space, we were conceding so many chances.
Proper protection from the midfield too.
Yes. So he could be very different because remember, guys, Koulibaly in the first couple of games, he was an animal. He was making tackles, beautiful plays, knows how to play out from the back. He was playing long balls. He switched up play. He was decent. He was decent. So I think this is just a poor form and the lack of having a lot of injuries, etc. Squad rotation.
Players around him also.
Yeah. So I think right now he's going to be okay. I think they don't press as well, so that's a huge bonus for us as well. So that game is going to be very tactically, not technically, those type of tactic games. It's just going to be like a free flowing game. But we're going to do more in terms of if we control the possession of the game, just like how we did to West Ham, and play them into their final third, and then I think we're going to be good. But I'll just pocket.
Yeah, again, I expect us to do well in the Champions League, really. Again, and if any team that doesn't, when we play any team that doesn't defend by default, we play well. The question is, are we going to take our chances when we get them? Roger, this one on the screen quickly, and if you're watching, don't forget, we're going to do giveaway to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. And if you're a student, you participate, you get a chance to win $100, if that makes sense. And if you're using PayPal, I'm going to add a little more on top when sending it to you so that they don't reduce it to less than $100. But that's, by the way, Roger, this one on the screen says we might regret leaving Badiashile out. Here's why. Now, I want you to talk about, Roger, what I want you to talk about. Yes, it's painful that when you see how good he is on the ball, he's defending, how well he reads the game and all that. But again, it becomes painful when you realize he's not gonna play for us in the Champions League. Now the question is, if we accommodate him, who would have been left out? Had he been picked for Champions League, who would have been left out?
Sure. If you recall when we had that show, this is the question I posed. And who do we leave out? Because of the big three, Mudryk, Felix, and Enzo. So if you recall, I posed that question, and I was kind of shot down about it because I was told it was an automatic slam dunk that those three would play. But I just wanted to play devil's advocate, and the reason why I asked is because I have no bloody clue. Probably, if I had to pick one that we leave out, it would be Modric, because
and then
Felix is the quarterback. Enzo is so vital for the defensive line to add a protective layer, and also obviously his range of passing. So
now here's why I asked you that question.
Yeah.
I asked you that question. You leave Felix out, then we're going to the Champions League, and Christian Pulisic isn't really ready. Raheem Sterling is still he has a knock, probably won't be available. And then people
we have Modric's position in the
I'm coming. That's what I'm saying. Who else?
Yeah.
Again, Christian Pulisic isn't available. And
well, no,
again,
but in time he will be. But
I'm just using for instance. People know. My point is, whoever you leave out, there will always be strong argument as to why that should have been the person we picked in the first place.
Sure, it's a good problem to have, so to speak.
It's a good problem to have. Yeah, that's the way you put it, Daddy. And the day you were making that argument, even Declan did come up with a strong argument as to why we need a defender. But we looked at it. I looked at it and say we have actually a lot of defenders. We do. Otherwise, once come to us, we go to a back three.
We do, but you must admit, Badiashile, at least in my eyes, has exceeded my expectations for him coming in at such a young age and such an early stage. I mean, it's possible he could play the remainder of his games throughout his career and he could stink. But from what we've seen, the 4 games he's played, he looks mature beyond his years. He's great on the ball. He's great in the air. I understand he's playing alongside this average player, Silva, that doesn't know anything about the game. So obviously, he's teaching Silva everything. Obviously, seriously, all joking aside, you play with Silva.
He's very average.
Yeah, but you're going to have Silva that's going to impart so much knowledge. Also, he looks like he's been playing for us for a couple of years, Coach. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So would you say again? Yeah, I understand that. I wouldn't say we'll regret anything. A decision has to be made, and somebody has to make way. And whoever makes way will be a high profile. Whether it's Modric, go ahead.
Sure, but this is just my opinion. I'm being biased here because of my goalkeeping past. But I would have probably left out Modric this year and chosen Badiashile. This is just me.
That's a chance again. The club accommodating again. There's a chance it has to do with the clause on his contract because Champions League.
Sure. Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, I probably would have lent that way. Because I'm biased. Yeah.
Go ahead, Emperor.
I get like people, Badiashile has been amazing. Like he's been there, right? And I get it, but the question I have for a lot of Chelsea fans: didn't we see this with Chalobah when he was paired next to him, next to that average player? Didn't we see this?
I think subpar, actually, subpar.
Yeah, go ahead.
because this is my problem with Silva, right? This is the only problem I have with him. He's so good that anybody that's next to him is just like, no, bro. Because I really fear when Silva leaves that we're going to be exposed to how some of the, the leadership qualities that he leaves with.
Emperor, he's so good, we have to cut him now. Get rid of him. It's that. You're right, though. You bring up a valid point, and these are my fears that, when he doesn't play in a rotational basis this year, for instance, he does things, and he makes it look so easy. The way he reads the game,
and I remember we had this conversation on the Tuchel as well with Chalobah. We were like, "Oh, look at how Chalobah is. He's so good." Exactly, and we were like, look how he even had a streak. Like I don't know how many games where we never lost when he was playing. Like he had a long streak. And I was saying, like, we saw this with Chalobah. Are we seeing the same with Badiashile? Like, is it the same?
This could be our future.
Yeah, and this is and this is my only reason why I would say for Modric, and this is my only opinion. That's why I would love Modric to play in the Champions League, because in that position, I think anybody, not
Sure.
anybody, but like the players that we have, they look decent with Silva there. I think that's the only reason
No,
I would
it's
say.
a valid point. It's a very valid point.
Yeah, here's what's going to happen. I think what we're going to do, since we still have Blue Morning Show tomorrow, we'll continue with the conversation, previewing the match. And then again, if we don't have time enough, maybe we'll do the lineup tomorrow during the Blue Morning Show, because the game will be later in the day, if that works. We might regret. I don't think we regret it. And I want to get Bobby's thoughts on this one. Bobby, if you're there, your thoughts, do you think we'd regret leaving out Badiashile? We've gotten, again, Porter's lawyer's argument, but I want to get your argument on this one. I don't think we will regret it, because no matter what happened at that when, again, the decision time, whoever, again, that the club decided to leave out at that point will still be high profile. If it was Modric will still be high profile. People started arguing, what, Raheem Sterling that can't even control, has the back touch, Pulisic that can't stay fit and all of that. If you leave out Felix, we don't have a 10. Why leave out Felix? Because some people actually thought he was going to be Felix. But we argued probably we're going to try to make him as happy as possible so that he decides to stay. If you leave him out of the Champions League squad, he's not going to listen to you at the end of the season if you want to sign him.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, your thought, do you think we'll regret anything? Or do you think, again, let's just move on. Well, are you there, Bobby? Okay, I'm going to be catching up with what we have in the chat. He's probably at work or getting something else.
I honestly also don't think we bought Felix over for this season to play in the Premier League. I think it was to play on all fronts also.
Yeah, and on the Champions League too, because we, again, you can say, oh, and also we want to have an edge when the time comes, when other clubs will be vying for his signature. He'd already have developed bonds with our players, loving London and all that. That's a bit of an edge.
As well with Modric, like we said, it's a good problem to have. As well with Modric, he also is having a good season in the Champions League. Like, let's also remember that as well. So you will also want to,
guys. Sorry.
Okay. Oh. Did you run? Okay, but go ahead and drop Emperor, then I'll bring him in.
No. I was just bringing up the Modric thing. That's saying that he also is having a good season in the Champions League. I think he has like good numbers this season. Yeah. So I don't think we buy him for that amount and not including in the Champions League.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So, Bobby, if you're back again, given this question here, or this, do you think we'll regret, or this comment here, do you think we'll regret leaving out Badiashile from the Champions League squad? Okay.
Look, it's always a.
I'll be back in a minute. Go ahead, Bobby.
To miss out on such quality, especially if he's in your team.
Yeah.
But I think we're realistic enough to know that, we bought him at a time where he couldn't be included in our Champions League team. So that's just our reality, and we just have to accept that. What we do have to do is focus on getting back there so that next season he's playing in a competition that he deserves to play. And this is where the coach comes in. A lot of eyes are still on Potter, even if he is being given grace and being allowed time. And, you have to stand and deliver, as it were, if you're a Chelsea man. And, he's got to deliver. We've got to go all out for these competitions. His performance in the league is highly disturbing in terms of getting that Champions League place again. You saw how Liverpool won again last night. It's very difficult. Yeah. But the route is through the Champions League itself for us, which is a humongous task with the teams that are in there. But he's got to do it. He's got to pull a rabbit out of a hat like Tuchel did. And that's why he's there. Even if he's there for the long term, that doesn't take away from the fact that we expect him to stand and deliver. And justify these players.
Very remote chance, Bobby.
It is a remote chance, but we're Chelsea. We live on the cusp of the impossible. The 2 times we've won the trophy, we made the possible out of the impossible. So that's who we are. We should not fear anybody. Brave men go where angels fear to tread. That's Chelsea Football Club. And we have added motivation. We've got players that have missed out. Noni Madueke deserves to be in this competition, as
Indeed.
does Badiashile. And
Yeah.
it would only be justified for them if the players that are there win it to bring them in again. I mean, what a gesture that would be for the team. Now, I know it's more than difficult. Of course I do. But we've got to stay positive.
Yeah. Just quickly, let's look at this, guys. Again, Dortmund, here's the thing. They switch, again, formations a lot. Against Bayer Leverkusen, they played a 4-5-1. Yep, that's what it is, a 4-5-1. And let's check all the games. I think they're unpredictable in terms of how they approach a game. I think it depends on the opponent. So Porter being unpredictable, now he's going to see he has a match for himself, really, in terms of unpredictability. Let's see what formation did they play here. I've seen them play 4-2-3-1 here. Yep, a 4-2-3-1 here. Let's check the next formation. I've seen 4-1-4-1-2. So there's no clarity as what structure they play. I'm not sure. Yeah. So, Roger, what do you think of Potter, how he deals with that? 4-2-3-1, maybe predominantly. No, this is 4-1-4-1, not 4-2-3-1. This one is 4-1-4-1 because they're here. Let's see what else again. See if I see anything different again. Yeah, but I think it's not going to be easy for Potter to prepare for this one too. As much as it's unpredictable, this is a good match for him. 4-1-4-1. So predominantly 4-2-3-1 and 4-1-4-1. So I don't know. What do you think, Roger?
Well, at least I don't play with the back three, which is good. No. I'm being serious about that because that means, in all likelihood, you'll probably have to match up with them, and that means what? Where does that put Felix? So this bodes well for us in that regard. But this is an away game, and their stadium's around 80,000. Traditionally, the logic goes that because we're playing the last game at home, that the theory goes that you play away, and at the very least you get a draw. So I know there's no away goals there.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah,
this is the logic involved here. Yeah, but you want to at least not lose. You've got to at least get a draw, and then win at home. So, and usually that would dictate by playing more defensively by having 3 or 5 at the back. So I'm not sure whether Potter will go that way. I think he's going to probably go with the back 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does a 3 because of the fact it's an away game. But where does that put Felix, as I said before? We have to play to our strengths.
If they're going to play 4-1-4-1, we'll play with the back 3 because these guys, they're not like this guy's sitting. Again, Emre Can, the former Liverpool guy, I think that's in there. He sits, and this 4, they will overload the attacking area with the back 3. And again, with us not having too much pace, I get it. Thiago Silva is not about pace. He reads the game so well. He'd always be in the right place at the right time. But I think we'd struggle with the back 3. It's a huge risk. And these guys, they're not like what's the Austrian side in the Champions League where they had a lot of chances, but when these guys are efficient in front of goal.
I think Enzo's the key to this game if we play in the back 4. Or, he's going to have to shield us. I think another key to the game is who plays alongside him. I think this is so key.
That's because he will most likely be a double pivot. If Kovacic is fit enough, I think he'll be paired with them. With him being the more, you can say, the more disciplined of the 2, if that makes sense. What do you think, Emperor? What formation do you think? Again, if they're going to play with most likely 4-1-4-1, because if they suspect we're going to play with a 3 at the back approach, they will most likely again try to play 4-1-4-1 to get a chance to overload the attacking area to unsettle us.
They're going to play a 4. I think this is what they're going to do. I think they're going to play a 4-2-3-1.
Or maybe it all comes down to what we do the moment the game starts. That they can, because you said they're very dynamic in terms of structure.
Yeah, because I think the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-1-4-1 is almost the same for because it all depends on where you place your 8. the player who's going to be playing the number 8 role. So for us, right, if they play the 4-1-4-1, Felix is going to have a field day. Like him and Mudryk are going to have a field day in terms of the space. And I see a lot of people are saying, Kai shouldn't start. But this is the thing, guys. We need to also remember that we cannot over-experiment on a Champions League game, like away from home to Dortmund. Like we're going to be asking to get slapped up. So I think we keep it unchanged in the West Ham game as well as like the momentum in terms of the certain players needing to gel together, understanding, etc. Because even in that West Ham game, we dropped a bit a lot in the second half, and later parts of the game we picked it up again. But with Dortmund, we cannot afford to drop like that because they're gonna hurt us. They when they attack, they really attack. They don't be around the bush. They don't do slow up, build up play. They don't look for opportunity. They just go in and gung ho. That's it. And we will have to exploit the spaces behind as well. So pace is better. I don't know is Madueke. There's no problem in terms of Noni,
No,
right?
he's not. He's not in the Champions League squad.
He doesn't have one.
No, he's not in the Champions League squad.
Oh my days! What?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh wow! This changes a lot because Sterling is not even going as well. So, oh my
Ziyech is
days.
still right. Ziyech is still in the Champions League squad.
I think so.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Oh my days! Ziyech is gonna start this game. Oh wow!
He's going to start. So which means I think if Ziyech starts, which means we'll play differently. We'll be looking for Mudryk to make a run from the left-hand side, left the channel here, down, and Ziyech finds him from the right-hand side. That will happen quite a lot tomorrow if Ziyech starts. But go ahead with what you were saying.
This changes a lot because I think now we're gonna play a 3. I think Potter's gonna play a 3. Because it's difficult to judge unless he tries Felix on the right. But then again, who's gonna play that 10? Oh, Mount is gonna play. Oh yeah, we still have.
So Mount will play on the right. Felix will play in the 10, and probably Havertz in the 9.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the going forward.
Sorry, quickly. Declared is saying that he was misquoted. I was misquoted. Apologies for that. I said Badiashile should be in because it's it's who would be playing in that position. Koulibaly has been bad. Fofana, Chalobah, but I said Mudryk to Sterling is the least drop-in player. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Emperor.
That's what I agree with. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I get it with the whole Mudryk thing. But yeah, I think he gives us something different. We've yet to see it fully. Yes, I can 100% say, but was like, yeah, man, tomorrow's game, man. I think Potter keeps it safe, and the only changes is probably Cucurella for Chilwell and Mount in that right side, which I know a lot of Chelsea fans are gonna go off and they're like, oh, Mount, no, in terms of form, but he's gonna score if he starts. I'm telling you this because Dortmund, man, I watched a lot of games and they're not convincing. These scores where they're just winning games, they flatter them. But this is my problem with Chelsea, though. They don't play well, and they don't get the results as well. So, I mean, they play good sometimes, and then they don't get the results with Chelsea. But with Dortmund, man, even in this game, like they were in and out of it. But the only thing is that they took their chances, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. But Potter needs to play it safe. In my opinion, this is a big game for him. And it's just going to rubber stamp, all the, the noise outside, his coaching abilities and stuff.
Yeah, Russia, you want to add anything to that?
No, spot on.
Right, just 1 second. Here's what you type. Thank you, Roman. If you're a student, it doesn't matter the level of education. You can participate. There you go. type hashtag thank you Roman to participate in the giveaway. I want to take care of that and put it again because I'm not sure we're going to be able to complete the lineup by the time the show ends. So let me see quickly, but I'll find out if somebody in the house can help me take care of something. If they can, then we'll try and finish the lineup today. If not, then we'll continue with the lineup tomorrow. Rochi, again, can you make a case? Again, it's who else is not in the Who else is not in the Champions League squad? The youngsters. Who else is? I think maybe we'll have to look it up. Roster. Yeah, please. So, we have to do that. Yeah.
So, Noni's not in there. Mudryk is. Zhao is. David Fofana is not, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
You said who is Mudryk isn't, right?
Mudryk is. Zhao is. David Fofana is not. Pierre-Emerick is not. Ziyech is. Pulisic is. Broja obviously is injured out.
Is Noni in?
No.
No, Connie.
Connie?
Yeah.
Oh, Carney, yes, because he started the season at the beginning of the season, correct?
Okay, so,
if I'm not mistaken, because he's not a new acquisition from the winter transfer window, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that was where we had a problem, the new signings.
Yes. So anyone that started the season, I believe, counts. It's just if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was the new acquisitions in the last transfer window. So just about everyone else apart from, I would say, Noni and David Fofana. And, of course, Badiashile, sadly.
Okay, and you have the list there, right?
I'm just looking at my spreadsheet. I'm going through it. I can go online and check it.
Yeah, so that we're correct, but I don't think we'll be able to do the lineup today. Yes, then if you want to participate, Connie, yes. Again, Tebeho says yes. I'm sure Tebeho is well acquainted with that. So tomorrow probably is when we do the lineup. If you're in the chat, here's what you do here. You type "Thank you, Roman" to participate and get a chance to win $100. If that makes sense. If you can see what I have on the screen, hashtag "Thank you, Roman." Each word again starts with capital letter. If that, I hope you can see that. So we're going to do it, and I'll wait for you. We're going to do that in a bit before we continue the show. How much? Again, we'll see how much time we'll have by the time we're done. Okay. So somebody asked a question before. I think here's the thing. I think Connie will get his chance. I think he's shown that again, he will go along. Again, you can say he has a lot to offer to the team. He plays differently, and a lot of players don't even. You could say don't offer what he offers. He can drive with the ball, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who plays a similarly, is being played a deep. So Carney, maybe when we play with eights, that's when he gets a chance. There's a chance again. He's also capable of fulfilling the 10 role, but we haven't seen that. Let's see that happen. Thank you, Roman. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, go ahead.
As well as with the Carney thing, Todd said himself that Carney's coming in for the first team. So I don't think we loan him out as well. So it's going to be a very interesting to see what squad that Potter's going to be working with. But certain players, guys, we also need to understand that being a bench rotation player is not a bad thing. Like, you're also fighting for your position as well. And like you said, Coach, like Carney for me is also built like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And for me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a bench player. We've yet to see Carney, get a lot of game times. I know he's been battling like injuries and stuff, but yeah, it's going to be a very interesting. But I'm really, really bad. Like, I don't like that Noni is not in the Champions League squad because, yeah, man, I think we're going to miss that in the right side. Because did you see him against West Ham? Oh my days, he was so direct, cutting in, creating space. Oh. He took on like 4 or 5 players from the right side. I know he did it like 3 times.
A lot of question has to be asked about that selection for the squad for the Champions League. I think Potter went mainly for experience. But the only experience he didn't pick would be clearly Aubameyang. So if you're watching, here's what you do again. I'm showing you on the screen. Thank you, Roman. capital T, capital Y, capital R, no spaces. Even if you're on the panel, if you're a student, you can participate in this one. Yep, good luck to you. I'm not going to change the rule. Usually I say if you've won it before, you have to kind of win it again on 2 draws for you to be the winner. So I'm going to wait. We have 92 people watching, and I'm sure out of that 92 people, nearly half of them at least quarter of them will be students, and we have just 5 entries. So I'm still going to wait. I'm not going to draw now. Let's see, just quickly, let's have a conversation. Let's see if more people enter. If you want to get a chance to win $100 if you're a student, here's what you do. Thank you, Roman. Hashtag thank you, Roman. If you're watching, again, I'll wait for you. We have how many entries right now? 6 entries. Even if you're on the panel and you want to participate, you go give it a shot. Then thank you for 128 likes. We can do better than that. Again, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And remember, you have to prove that you're a student. You have to prove that you're a student to get the chance to win it, to get the prize money. Yep, thank you, Roman. Okay, good job there. I'm seeing a lot of people. Again, if you're a student, it doesn't matter the level of education. As long as you can prove it, you get it. So I'll give you more. Again, how many entries? We have 8 entries right now. I'm a student of life. I like that one. Here's the thing. Again, we will do for student of life. Indeed, that would be like, again, maybe tomorrow, but we have to do something for non-students. But for some reason, again, my heart, again, touched me, pushed me to do something for students, because I've been there myself, especially in the United States as a student when I newly arrived here. So again, if you're watching, again, if you're a student, go ahead. How many entries there? 8 entries. Should I go ahead and draw? Should I wait more? What do you think? Let me hear you this again. If you're the emperor, let me start. Let me start with Roger. Roger, make an argument for the best pairing for Enzo Fernandez.
I would say probably Kova.
Use your lawyer skills.
I would probably say Kova.
Why do you think Kova?
Well, he progresses the ball also. He's a solid tackler. He doesn't have height. I get that.
But it doesn't read the game quite well. I bet you can say usually I prefer, again, if you're going to play in the 6 role, even if you're fulfilling the hybrid role of 6 and 8, you should be able to at least read the game.
I would personally prefer. Well, no, listen. Kova has been an excellent player for us over the years. He's paired with Kante very well. I know anyone can, though. I get that. I think Zakaria would be very good for us. He'd be definitely an enforcer there, as Bobby would say. I would love for him to be fit. Ruben, I think Ruben, I don't know. I mean, he's big and strong. Does he have his faults? Yes, he does. But he has certain attributes that complement Enzo also. So he progressed the ball quite well also. Did he, shall we say, dangle on the ball a few times too often? Yes, we can say that also. But there's quite a few players that I think will be best suited to him. Kante, obviously, I think. I know he's not the physical, prototypical person you want, but I like him. He's such a unique player. He's not typical. There's not many players, if any players at this level in world football that you can liken him to, I should say.
All right.
It's that simple. He's so unique, but probably if I had to pick someone, I would go with Kova. But I know Bobby wouldn't. I think Bobby would prefer Ruben, if I'm not mistaken.
Ruben or Zakaria. But we'll get to him in a bit. Again, if you're watching, here's what you have to do. You have to be hashtag thank you, Roman. Yep, again, today, Strictly Student will announce the winner for non-students. And when we do for non-students, students are not going to get to participate. Again, it is for students only. Havertz is, again, attacking midfielder, not a striker. We've said that quite a lot. Havertz is one of the best in the world. He is playing in the wrong position. Again, the student of Porta. I'm a student. Yeah, I'm a student next year if God wants. I know God wants if you want to learn. Thank you so much again. It doesn't matter the level of education. As long as you're in school, you get to participate. Again, I am a student again, but double it and pass it on again to the next guy. They might actually need it more than me. That is so nice, Cobra. Really, that is seriously so nice of you. I have to be honest. You don't see that again all the time, really. But I appreciate that. Again, thank you so much. So, Zakaria, let's see. Again, we need a top manager. We need a world class again A-list manager. And who do you have in mind? You have to let us know. Again, a lot of interest right now. How many interests? 11. Let's see if anybody else comes in. I'm going to go to Emperor. Emperor, your argument. Who do you think will be the best pairing for Enzo Fernandez?
Very, very difficult question. The thing is, I just want to say, if you've seen cover with Luka Modric, oh my God. Like, yeah, and I'm not saying Enzo is Luka Modric, right? But he has certain quality that you can see that he can do it, but he's only doing it on a certain, range in the midfield, right? And I'm thinking cover almost does the same thing as Enzo, but further up the pitch. And if it's a discipline thing where when one goes, one needs to know to stay. And Enzo has shown that he is one of the top class players, and whoever you pair him with, he understands and reads the game towards those strengths, and he maximizes on them. So cover is gonna be cover when he's fully fit and he's fully playing, and he just goes forward and he bombs forward and he plays like an 8 box to box. He's just amazing to watch. Yes, people can cry about his final ball, this and the third, but guess what, guys? We have Felix now. Like, progress the ball, give it to Felix, and watch magic happen. That's all I'm gonna say. Progress the ball, give it to Modric, watch magic happen. And it's just a case of how many tap-ins can we create. You get what I'm saying? So I would say in a game like tomorrow, put cover in, experienced, done it before, won the Champions League before, knows what's needed to read a game, etc. Yes, he might not be match sharp, and he might have those niggling moments, but because Enzo is there and a good midfielder who has legs, because like Cover has been doing it with Jorginho, and this is not a cheap shot at Jorginho, right? But Jorginho didn't have legs, and Cover, we've seen how Cover plays, and he would allow for Jorginho, Jorginho was using his head more than his legs to be in the right position if in transition, right? But more often than not, when we're in transition, we chances are get conceded, etc. So with Enzo in transition, we look a bit better, we look a little bit solid. We even pin the opposition back into that final third, and this is where we want to operate in terms of chances created, etc., etc. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek comes in on the next tier as well, he's good. He's almost like a cover, but he's much more physical presence in that midfield, which allows us to progress the ball, etc. As well as Zakaria as well, who's the physical presence that I want next to an Enzo. Would highlight Enzo's ball progressing even much more better, because I've seen guys, like I'm like, we slowly see, like, all the people are saying Potter out. Guys, please watch Chelsea games. Like, you can see the slow it's slow. I get it, 100%. I'm frustrated like every other person.
So
but
you're on Rogers' camp.
Yes, I'm with it, because the previous game with Fulham, it was a Fulham, with the Fulham game, before the West Ham game, we were crying about how there's no player progression, no patterns of play. And in the following game, there is pattern of play. Yes, it lasted 25 minutes, but we need to put context into it that says these players are just new. They're trying to gel in together. And already Enzo and Felix can see, like, good players understand each other. They understand each other. It is what it is. And I'm telling you guys, like, just give it a more time. Give it the rest of the season. Don't cry about Potter out, Potter in, or any of that. Give it the rest of the season. Yes,
because nothing changes until the season ends, really.
Yes, because we're not fighting for anything. We're not crying for anything. We just want to see a pattern of play, good going forward, good defensively, and we can actually say that we are building something. And I see it. It's small, it's minute. Yes, I understand, but it's gonna get there. It's gonna last more than 25 minutes.
All right. Do you think you convinced me?
I think for now. For now.
All right. Again, we'll come back. Kimso, I know you as a panic boss driver. That doesn't change. I know you love Aubameyang. Maybe Aubameyang's campaign manager is your second job, maybe. Enzo and Zakaria or RLC, definitely for you. Eugene Nafti, again, I thought, again, we'll talk about this. I think we're going to end with this one after we get Bobby's argument, or maybe we'll just end with this one. Felix, perfect, and he is. And again, Felix helps defensively too, because again, with time, he's learned to do that from, what's his name, Diego Simeone. The next UEFA Champions League game is perfect for Mount's energy to start switching him and Kai from Mudryk and Alba and Sterling in the last 20 minutes. Let's see how our uncle does it on the day. James actually didn't look happy at the interview. If anything, he carried himself very well, and I loved it. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Martin Aubameyang cannot play. Yeah, he cannot, unfortunately. Waiting for a Kante-Enzo combination. To me, that's the argument I want to make. But let's see Heinz Flick in. Good luck to you. I'm sorry, I don't know who's this person, but my man is having trouble explaining the way Potter wants to play. It's what it was again declared. You just go away. Honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah, look at him. He's attacking Emperor. So I'm gonna do the draw right now. I don't know if anybody else wants to add to that. Let's do it. Yeah. Roger is a student of life. You say that you're not part of it. So let's do it. Okay. What?
Is he a student?
No, he's not a student.
just because
explain yourself, you're not a student. Yeah.
Coach. Before he says he's a student or not, just because he's Potter out, he can't win. He can't win.
Yeah. You gotta be Potter in.
Yeah, you can.
And a student.
You gotta be Potter in.
I'm quite sure Declan isn't a student, so we'll move on. We can, and this will not transfer to the non-student one, so I'm just going to redraw again. So I think I'm learning the pattern of how this software works. Who's this? Bernard Camboy. There you go. Again, if
congrats.
So the class just immediately enrolled for emotional intelligence classes.
Oh, you went there, huh, Declan? You went there.
Yeah. More importantly, Kemboy, congratulations to you. Here's here we'll start. You have to send me a message via Twitter, confirm it's you. And also again, show your ID, your student ID. If you can do that in the next 2-3 hours, in the next 4 hours, boom, you get your stuff. If you have, more important, it's easier really. If you have a PayPal account, it's easier. If you have access to Western Union, if you're Africa, I don't know what's again that stuff I used to send money to Nigeria. Maybe if you're in Kenya, I think if you're Kenyan, you'd be able to get it via other means. There are multiple means to send to Kenya. So, but more importantly, congratulations to you, Ken Boy. I appreciate all the support. And the class will say we're not paying attention to him saying he enrolled in a class. What does that mean? So, Bobby, quickly coming to you, Bobby. Ken Boy, again, once more, congratulations to you. Reach out to me via Twitter. It is, again, at Chelsea Prospect, at Chelsea Prospect. No, again, I think you'll find it. You go to this, again, about the channel, you'll find that there. So, Bobby, coming to you. What was the last discussion again? Something I wanted Bobby to talk about here is this one. Reece James is, again, the way he carried himself during the interview. If there's anything else you want to talk about, the floor is yours. You go ahead.
Reece James interview?
Yeah, again, he was asked a question about new signings and all of that. what I like the most again, how the way he carried himself overall. Not necessarily, but from you could say there's a leader in him, and he's naturally the next captain of the club, if you ask me. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't expect anything less from him, to be honest, but he did comport himself well. He showed a maturity enough to be able to wear the armband. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in contention for the vice captain. I don't know. As long as Thiago's around, I suppose he will be vice captain. And as long as Aspie's around, he'll be captain. But definitely, Reece is lurking there in leadership in the playing unit for the club. What you said was factual. It was true, and it was accurate. I mean, I can't fault him at all. I just wanted to get back to the Champions League selection, which I heard some people talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's end with that one again. Yeah, go ahead. And I'm sure you listened. That's why you want to get back to it. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that Havertz has to start as the striker. That's why he's there. That's why we didn't put Aubameyang, and that's why Detro Fofana is not there. We're not going to play with a striker. We're going to have a false nine sort of situation. As I've said earlier, I think we should have enough to beat Dortmund. My concern is Mr. Potter. Can he respond to the various changes that the opposition is going to bring? This is my concern. His tactical nous. He really isn't showing that. Can he show it against Dortmund? Of course he can, but he has to be ready. He has to be ready. This robotic attitude that he has of, I've started this way, I have to end this way, like the fans when they select their first 11, they think that's how the game's going to end. No, you have 5 subs, you use them. No, you have different systems you can play on the pitch. You don't have to start and end with a 4-3-3, or 5-3-2 or whatever formation. You have to have your team switching formations, targets, marking strategies within a game. That's what the top flight coaches do. If we are able to do that, we will beat Dortmund. If he faffs about like he does, then it might be a struggle.
Now, again, just quickly, if you're watching, Lamley just sent me a message again. Health-wise, is not doing well. He needs our prayers. Again, he didn't ask for it. I'm asking for us to keep praying for him. He's one of us. He loves Chelsea. Again, goes to nearly every Chelsea channel that exists and contributed in the chat. He loves the club so much. Again, I hope he gets better. I will reach out again later on to see how you're doing, brother. And thank you for informing me. Yep. Bobby, thank you so much. You're still talking. Did I cut you off?
No, you didn't.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I was busy again responding to Liam Lane. Anybody else? You have any final thoughts on everything we talked about today, Roger, or should we call it a day?
No, that's fine. I think it was a good show, Coach. I'm just really intrigued. I'm really intrigued about the formation tomorrow. I really am, more than anything.
Yeah, we'll do that during the Blue Morning show because there isn't much news actually. Yeah,
I'm actually anxious about this game because this is a big test for this team currently. I can't see us winning this competition, but I'd like to see how far we can go. Who knows, though? As Bobby says, this is a knockout cup competition. Anything can happen. So, but it would go a long way if we could actually progress in this tournament and quite far. I mean, we are who we are. We should do.
Yeah, we are who we are. Again, thank you so much. Peppa works in Kenya. So, Kembo, your luck, just reach out as soon as possible via Twitter. And again, let me say this quickly. The spirit is pushing me again. I'm not a pastor, but I'm just being honest here. I think I will fight. You'll get a chance again. If you didn't win today, you'll get a chance again. I'm not going to tell you what day, but first we have to do for non-students before we go back to students again, if that makes sense. So you'll get a chance as soon as possible. It's not going to be long, but you get a chance again. No more thanks to you for always supporting the channel, Kemboy. Congrats, Bernard. Congrats to you too. And Kim So, thank you so much for always prophesying. You tell us how soon we'll get to 15,000. I want to know. Again, I am a student of Porter tactics. Quite a lot there. Let's see again. Enzo, Kovacic, Kante, and Zakaria and Kovacic can make a difference. Again, I hope one of them is at least fit enough. That's what I'm thinking too. But that's by the weekend. Emperor, anything you want to say? So, Emperor, you're a student of life too, I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes, I am a student of life, and I'm kind of sending in my papers to be, the advocate of supporter. So if Roger still has space there, I'm willing to get employed. I have a lot of medals.
You're pre-employed by Roger because he listened to you, I'm sure. The only thing I didn't hear him say is here. But I'm sure he's employed you already. But go ahead.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get against the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, tomorrow's game, man. I think it's more on Porter and how he can galvanize the team, because like he really needs to, as the kids say today, he needs to have the dog in him. Like he really has to, and he needs to pass that message on to the players. Like I don't care even if he can be nonchalant in interviews, etc. But if he can pass the dog in him to the players and you can see it on the pitch, I would love it. I'd love it. But yeah,
Don't
man.
hold your
breath. I would say more than anything, get through the Dortmund game, because I'm really praying for one player and one player only to come back. And if that player comes back fully fit and ready to go, then I might have chest out and say we might win our third Champions League. And that player is N'Golo Kante. And if he comes back fully fit, ready to play, there should be a clause right now that says he only plays Champions League games. Everything else is just for everybody else. Like, y'all can share the other minutes. He just plays Champions League games. That's it. And
He's our best
I think
player, in my opinion.
Yeah. And him and Enzo in that midfield, the work rate, oh my God. So, yeah, guys.
Okay, testing. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's still a lot of positivity. Everybody was crying for it, and I think we're gonna see it. The Chilwell versus and Modric combination, that's still alive. We're gonna try and see it tomorrow, because Chilwell brings a lot in terms of our offensive play.
Is he fit enough though?
I think you can give him 60 minutes. If you can give him 60 minutes just to give us an advantage in that game tomorrow.
Sure.
I think that benefits us a lot, and then bring in Cucurella just to finish it off. And then in the weekend against Southampton at home, he gets another rest and maybe plays another 30 minutes there. That would be like managing him properly, because we're gonna need him tomorrow. I think we're gonna need every ounce. But yeah, there's still a lot of positivity, Coach. I know you don't like the guy, but there's still a lot of positivity.
No, I wouldn't say again. I have questions. Let me just put it that way. Your camp is now accusing me of not liking the guy. But that's, by the way, I have a message for your camp from Declad. The camp again. Declad says again for your camp. The message for your camp from Declad again. Can all you guys have a meeting together to find any evidence why Porter is the man for the transactional is that transactional job? Come back and we can have again transitional, a transitional job. Come back and we'll have a discussion. So I want to just regulate this one. I don't want to be part of it. So, but you guys can get ready. The High Council have spoken. We're winning the Champions League. Okay, let's see if Chimera. I will not forget you said that. Again, only Champions League games. Again, how is he meant to get match fit? Play 2 games a month? Okay, that's a question for another day. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I want to say thank you to my brother from Madiba Land, Emperor Roger Pop, Bobby Smoky Signals, Emperor. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I just want to say to declare, we are filing a lawsuit against you.
In the High Court.
We're gonna be there, and we have evidence to support our statements. And with the Kante thing, it's N'Golo Kante, guys. Let's remember, like, if fit N'Golo Kante doesn't need a lot. He's like 3 men in that middle. Just him playing the Champions League game,
We're a different
we
team
protect him
without
even more. So yeah, man.
All right. Thank you, guys. I want to say thank you to everyone that's on the panel. Like I said before, thank you to Chimera. Thank you to the club. Thank you to Corbera. Please don't bite anybody as much as I like your name. Valley, Bennett Camboy, Chelsea again, 254, my Kenyan brother. Nice to see you. Tabeho CFC, my brother from the Matiba land. And who else again? A lot of people. Tommy Bryan, nice to see you. Kimso, my French brother, I believe. Thank you to all of you, Chifudo. And again, everyone else, if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. I'll see you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye. Tomorrow, again, like I said, we will build the lineup most definitely. We don't have enough time to do that today. So thank you. See you guys tomorrow. God bless us all, and
Thanks,
bye.
gentlemen.